I always do 7,000 something.
I think it was 6,000 before. But
Is that what I said?
Are you on? You're on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook. Yep.
okay.
Make sure your phone's on.
YouTube should be there.
All right.
Okay, we're live.
Video is live now.
Play.
Then everybody gets quiet.
Yeah. We have to wait like 3 minutes before it actually starts. But hello everyone. Say hi in the chat. We'll give it a couple minutes per usual
Get some peeps in here.
to get started.
I could probably turn that on too.
Yeah, YouTube is up there, so you can read comments there.
Well, I don't need to turn that on then. I got one right there.
You can use your eyes.
What's up,
It's getting
Jeff?
big for
If you're
the-
still here, we saw your message
Yep.
5 minutes ago, but
It's big for all of us old people that can't see well.
got 11 people on Facebook.
18 on YouTube and
Okay. All right.
30 on Facebook right now.
Nice. Sweet. Hello.
Wait.
True Street Blacklist. Oh, Alfred. Hello.
I have two. My Facebook opened YouTube.
Thanks, technology.
Oh, I can't. I'm gonna start tapping my foot like Zoom.
Okay.
Knocking everybody's table.
Jimmy
taking
Jimmy
everybody
Legging.
out.
Yeah. Somebody was Jimmy Legging last week, and
It was probably me.
I don't know how Zoom managed
Probably
to
Tim with all of
shake a
his booze he
cement
was
floor in
drinking.
the break.
came up here, and I could tell Tim was a little tipsy.
Well, yeah, one of those would be enough, and he cracked two. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Riot punches?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need two of those.
No.
Ken
they're
says
huge.
to thank Matt. You guys rock. Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
We will.
I'm assuming it's a tune.
I won't be here next week, Jeff, but happy birthday, 23. That's I wish I was 23 again.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, actually, there's 2 new people on here that have
Yeah.
never been in the podcast
Yeah.
I
before.
know.
We got
Nice.
enough people in here to get started. So, welcome to episode 1753
Yep.
of the podcast. 3 of us are the same, 2 are different. So,
Yep.
start with Eric behind the camera. Gotta get the wave. You know, all know me, Trevor, and to my left,
Tyler.
what do you do here? What do you drive?
I don't know. I do a lot of things,
What
and
would
I
you
drive
say
a lot
your
of cars.
job is?
Oh God, it's like that thing we had to submit for Abby.
Oh yeah.
What do you do here? Oh,
What do you
God,
do?
What do I do here? I don't know.
What does this mean? I'm fired. What's happening?
Oh, cat bandanas.
Cat bandanas. The dog bandanas didn't
They
even
were
sell
cat
well.
bandanas though.
Yeah, they
were
were
about
pretty
the
sad.
size of
We should have made
cats,
that pivot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll run those again, but
People didn't buy
Bandanas
those.
for cats or bandanas with cats on?
Oh, porque no los dos.
You know I don't speak Spanish.
Baxter. I don't know. I've got HHRs and Cobalts and Camaros, and I take photos and I develop things and talk to people online.
Everyone just stare at you and see how long you can trail off.
yeah.
All right, so most of you know Tyler. If you don't, I don't know, you're sleeping
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. So to my right, we've got Steve.
What's up?
As usual, what do you drive? What do you do here?
I got a 2018 Camaro SS. Working as a machinist right now, and kind of helping with R&D stuff and a little bit of whatever, everything.
So what do you do with all those cylinders?
Make beautiful noises.
That's true.
It does make beautiful noises.
Beautiful noises out the back of my car.
And then surprise guest today
Yeah.
for
Filling
half
in
of
real
the
quick
podcast.
for Tim for a little bit. Kyla, and I don't know what I do here either. I take over when Zoom's not here, so that shit gets done, I guess. I don't know.
You solve problems.
Solve problems. I'm a
Solve
problem
problems with
solver.
employees.
Yes.
I guess probably not relevant to anyone here, but what do you drive?
I drive a Model S Tesla. Nothing
Yeah.
that makes noises or
It makes no noise.
anything fun.
There's literally no noise.
Justice for Ryan Sectional.
Yep.
Still no sectional.
No sectional. You might be
They didn't-
canceling.
Yeah, canceling his order and
Why?
going
He's
somewhere
just
else.
gonna have to get back in line somewhere else.
But
Yeah.
the other place guaranteed him something or
They're
other.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Guaranteed by April 16th.
Liars.
Pretty sure that's exactly what the last company said.
Yep.
Oh, I saw AOK installing an AEM pump. You have to clearance the plastic housing on your stock canister.
It's not gonna slide in, so just take a Dremel or some snips
Or something and make room.
Make room.
Poor Ryan's section.
Poor Ryan Sectional. He's going on 8 months without it. He is getting his countertops though.
Yeah.
Next
Allegedly.
next week.
My couch only
That's
took 5
yeah.
months.
I'll also believe that
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
we see that because it was next week in
Plywood
October.
countertop.
Yeah, I know. You can't cut raw chicken on that. That would be bad.
Ryan's here.
Oh, Ryan's
Yeah,
you can
there he is.
hear him from the chat.
You can go back home,
Ryan's
Ryan.
here.
You're okay.
Ashley's here. I think I saw Al too.
Ah,
So
he's
now that we're all
a little
here,
grumpy
Whole
because
gang's in.
he hasn't ate.
everyone knows who we are. What are we talking about today? We're talking about our favorite memories.
Hang on,
here at
we
ZZP.
decided it wouldn't necessarily always be the favorite.
It doesn't need to be favorites
Just-
or
just
not
our
necessarily
most-
even good.
Yeah,
they don't
maybe
need to be good memories.
maybe just our most memorable.
some of these
memories.
memories, like, yeah, we got memories of the glass case of emotion across the street,
the fish
the
bowl.
fishbowl break room. If anybody's ever been to the old building across the street,
I loved the old break
With the
room.
pool
that thing was
table?
so cool. Like
It was
the break room, and the
It was
customer
awesome for
waiting area,
customers,
like, we
yeah.
had a TV and a pool table and stuff in there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we had a lot of good and bad meetings in there, and it was just a big
All over
glass
pool?
room. What's that?
Did you play pool while you were having meetings?
No, it would have been
No.
better if we did.
We actually
Yeah.
had to use it for seating as we grew, like so people would be kind of sitting on the edges of the pool table. We had like couches around the edge, and then Zoom would stand on the one side, and we'd all
lean
lean up
against
against.
the air hockey table. I forgot
Yep,
the
we
air hockey
had
table.
that
Air
too.
hockey.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first. So I bought my Cobalt. Then 2 days later, I came to the old shop and I bought my intake. And I walked in and I was like, "Whoa, this is so cool!" You had the Ecotec, all the torn apart Ecotec, and the
Oh, the
3800.
cutaway bin, yeah.
Yeah, and
The display
the
cases and stuff.
yeah, it looked so sweet. And then I think a couple weeks later, or maybe it was next year, I came back.
Tumbleweeds in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
and I pulled in and I'm like, this is weird. And then sit across the street, and I go across the street, and the waiting room's the size of this table, and it was boring.
Steve says his favorite memory was switching from a V8 to a 2-liter.
When did that happen?
Not you, Steve.
Oh,
but
different
another
Steve. I was like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Steve.
What V8 did you go to that was
Coulter?
Colt.
Something like that.
Oh, Abby's on there too.
Oh.
We gotta get Abby up here one time.
Yeah.
Yes,
She's-
we do.
Just do the office.
Yeah.
Abby could run
The
this
force-
podcast
the-
all by
The
herself.
snake pit up here.
Yep.
Yeah.
the snake pit? Oh, Shaw's in the chat.
Yeah, feel free
okay.
to read those too.
Yeah,
What's up, Drew?
So yeah, that's why we have Steve and Kyla up here, because they've.
Because we're old.
We've been
How long
here
have you
for a
guys been here?
This is my 13th, so
minute. This is my 12th.
to his 12.
Wow,
yeah.
a lot of years.
Yep.
It's a very long time.
Very good
I never
chunk.
would have thought, like,
I know.
12 years ago, like, hey, he's still going to be...
I had my learner's
know.
permit then.
Oh, good.
Wow. Never mind.
While we were selling car parts, you couldn't drive a car.
You could I'd already had my license for a decade. Babies.
Yeah. I would never have guessed that I would also be here. I'll be honest, which is probably not the best thing to admit on this podcast, but I'm not into cars at all. I really, honestly, being married to Tim and then working here,
You probably
it's
hate
kind
wants to
of
run
my
everybody
least
off.
favorite thing. Like, because all of our friends, you know, in some way are, you know, friends with Tim, they all love cars, right? So when we're just hanging out drinking, that's what we're talking about.
Yep.
So for someone like me who is not really into cars, it's literally surrounding me 24/7.
Alfred's Kyla, no.
I know, it's not great. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love what we do.
Yeah.
I just I just don't have the passion for a car specifically. The reason why I can work here for as long as I have is because I have a passion for this business and what we do here and these people. But yeah, the car aspect of it, we could literally do anything else, and I would be
cars
just as
itself,
dedicated
yeah.
here.
I like the cars.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, like that atmosphere and just like the lifestyle that we've kind of like ZZP's a lifestyle now
Yeah.
for all of us that are here like for a long time. It just becomes every aspect of your life. Everything you do is something to do with the company.
Yep.
You're out with people you work with. You're talking about people you work with. You're talking about something you've made at work or some
Talking trash on the internet.
talking shit to people on the internet.
Yep.
When people ask
Talk
if
about
I have
this.
kids, I have 40 children.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of my job. That's what I would say my job is here. I'm often being the parent,
Yep.
Just mom.
Babysit.
making sure everybody shows up and does what they're supposed to do. Stay in line, single file. Come
Yep.
on.
So I guess we can get right into it. Does either of you have the oldest memory you can think of off the top of your head?
I remember when I got hired in. I remember my interview, which
Me too. Very, very,
Yeah.
very.
Yeah,
I guess
so-
people probably haven't heard you guys' story.
Yeah.
So
Who did you guys interview with?
I
Zoom
interviewed with
directly?
Eric. No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
I interviewed with Eric, and that was again in the old building, not the first building, the second or third. I don't remember how
Second
many
building.
before. Yeah, it was so creepy because again, I know nothing about this company. It's not like I'm going here to work
We were
on cars.
pretty small back then. It was
Yeah.
like a couple of dudes making some stuff back
Yep.
then.
And I found it online. I was working somewhere else. I wanted someplace closer to. I was going to school at Green Valley. That's where I was living, so I wanted someplace closer to that. And I was like, oh, that's pretty close. And it was a data entry position, so I'm like, yeah, I don't need a degree for that, so that'd be perfect. So came in. They had a pegboard in the windows, the big glass windows up front. I was like, yeah, this is not happening. Nope. Should not be going in there. Yeah.
Turn into a lampshade.
I literally, I called my mom and I was like, hey, if you don't hear from me, this is my last known location in this creepy ass building. Yeah, so I walked in and it was like an hour interview. And it was the first cubicle that when you walked in, because we used to have, the customer entrance was on the side, like, I don't know how to even explain it if you haven't been there. But the storefront part.
Zoom's in here too.
Oh no. Oh god. But yeah, the
Is that a good
storefront.
one?
I should probably have it up in my phone, but Steve and I have another story we're gonna bring up about Zoom. Zoom and I is one of our most embarrassing times. But anyway,
Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
so the front entrance wasn't really the front entrance, so it was really creepy because there was nothing there in the front offices. Oh, you're just watching.
What are you doing?
There was nothing in the front offices, but like some cubicles, but there was no one in them.
So you
Especially
walked
then.
into emptiness.
It was so creepy. So I just luckily like it was the first cubicle, so I didn't like go into the building really. Later, he walked me through, and it was so dungeony. Like the old building, even like what you guys knew it as, it was worse than that because the old downpipe room didn't used to exist. It was just like an old dungeon room. Like it was just everything was.
We called it the dirty building when we moved here.
It was so bad. It was so gross. I don't know why I took that job.
And here you are.
And here I am. But yeah, that was my very first memory. I actually got called back in the next day because Zoom was taking off to go to LA, and Eric wanted Zoom to meet me before I got hired in to get an approval or whatever, I guess. So I met with Zoom, and he walked into Eric's cubicle and leaned up against the edge and basically asked if I'd ever been to a car shop before, and I was like, no, not really. He's like, I told him I lived with guys, if that was what he was kind of implying,
Yeah.
I guess. I was like,
Like, can you
yeah,
handle the
I
shop
can
talk?
hang, it's fine, it's not gonna be, I'm not gonna sue you guys, don't worry. But yeah, I think he was worried. I wasn't the first girl, but I was the,
Very early on.
yes. It was a different dynamic back then.
A lot of shop talk.
Yeah. Oh God,
I mean,
didn't even
did
get.
you know what you signed up for though?
I did not. I had no idea. Oh my God.
yeah,
it's
I can
been a
handle
roller
this,
coaster.
for sure.
It's been a roller coaster for sure. But yeah, that was pretty much the first. And then I just sat in a little cubicle for the first however many years. So we moved over here. But my first job was just data entry. They would print out the orders from the website, and then I would have to manually type them into QuickBooks. That was what I did.
Yeah, I did some of that.
That's
back in
what
the
I
day,
did.
too.
That was my full-time position.
I think
when
that
I
was kind of like
started here.
the initiation into ZZP.
Well, everybody
Here's
did.
how QuickBooks works. Have fun. Here you go.
God. And we weren't even using it right. Like, now that I know everything.
Not
We
even
were
a little
horrible.
bit.
I don't know how we functioned for as long as
Just
we
like
did.
Notepad or something.
We might as well have. Yeah, it was that bad.
Who were you interviewed by?
Zoom.
But you were
You
part
didn't
of
really
the
have a
Michigan
full
Grand
interview
Prix.
like I did. Mine was more a little bit
Mine was-
official. Yours more less.
I was a customer
Yeah.
like, at the old division building.
Yeah.
Like I had bought my Grand Prix in 04, 05, and I met Henry first. I went in there and just like trip over a bunch of car audio and just crap everywhere. And
Surprise! On Henry's desk.
Nothing has
so
changed.
that was like I had known like Tim and Henry from the old building and getting started modding my Grand Prix, and
Yep.
then They moved over here. I was coming in buying parts all the time, but I worked like nights or something, and so I was always in at a specific time. And then one day I just kind of popped in, and Tim was like, "Why aren't you at work?" I'm like, "I got laid off." And he's like, "I'll be right back, dude." So he went and grabbed Zoom, and my girlfriend, my wife now, was sitting out in the car, and I was like, ran out there, was like, I got an interview. And, so I ended up sitting in the glass case of emotion in Zoom for like 45 minutes, just shooting the shit about cars and whatever. And I mean, we already knew each other from race events and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so we just sat there and chatted for a while, and then,
Boom.
when can you start? So came in, I think it was the next Monday or next day or something. That was right after that, and didn't really have any specific job. It was like, here, just find
Pick
something.
up some slack. And
Yeah.
I think you started welding though, didn't you first, or you were in
No.
the fab or doing
Yeah, I
something?
kind
weren't
of
you?
started out like just help like with the fab guys, like running the saw and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just kind of cleaning up around the shop and kind of find a groove. It's kind of how it still is around here. You find your groove.
Yeah.
I've worked all over the place in the company, just
Yep.
find your groove. But I kind of moved into fab and welding. Welded for a year and a half, something like that, and then started helping Tim out with customers, set the counter. If I'd see somebody up there, I'd go talk with them and chat with them, and I just kind of moved into full-time customer service, and I did that until 2 years ago. So that was a long time
Yeah.
in customer
Yeah.
service. Any of the 3,800 guys that have been around for a long time definitely know who I am. If you've
But
ever
yeah,
called
what-
up here,
I think it was 2018. You sent an email that you had sent your 100,000th email.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Whoa.
That's a lot of emails.
that was from 2013 to 18 when our
Outlook.
when our
When
Outlook
we switched over,
Outlook whatever switched and started keeping track, and I looked down and it was like 100,001 emails had been sent, and I'm like, in 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, if you're old enough of a customer, I was your tech support.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was the
Yep.
first ZZP tech support. Believe
when
it
I
or
first
not.
started,
on the phone,
like walking
on the
in front
phone, I should
office,
say.
and Kyla's like on the phone telling you what mods you need to run a 3/4 pulley on your Grand Prix.
I know all about that 3800.
Way too much.
Way more than I want to
Have
know.
you ever even driven one? Maybe.
Did you ever drive Tim's?
No, I was with him after he had the Grand Prix.
I've never even seen Tim's Grand Prix.
No, he got rid of
Oh,
it
really?
by the time
Yeah.
I was around.
I think
yeah.
like when I first bought mine, and like one of the first like the Michigan Grudge Match stuff, I think Tim might have still had his.
Okay.
I don't ever recall seeing it though. That was
I'll
a
have-
long time ago.
I'll have to ask him about
Yeah.
that because
Like,
I've never
man.
heard. I've heard stories of his other cars, but he's never talked about his.
Grand Prix.
he wrecked it, or someone wrecked it. His girlfriend. I don't know.
Anyways,
Non-favorite memories.
I mean, how many
is
of our
about
platforms
memories.
have you driven?
What's that?
Kyla? Have you driven any of the platform cars?
I'm sure. I've
Somehow
driven them in some capacity.
moved them or
yeah.
whatever, yeah.
I mean,
not
we-
like at the racetrack really or anything.
No,
but
no, I've never raced. Like that's not. If anybody who knows me.
She might have DD'd home one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, I gotta, we're swapping cars, or
I was just trying to picture you drive like a Cobalt or a Sonic. I
Well,
can't.
when I started here, I drove a Kia Sportage.
Yeah, the Kia.
Ooh.
It was mint
Minty.
green.
That thing
It
was
was, we called it the booger. It was so ugly. But it was, my parents bought it for me in college because
Hey.
it was 4-wheel drive, or it was supposed to be. I don't think it actually was. I don't think it, like,
tried to be.
I think it wasn't working.
It had the
correctly.
badge,
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, so that's.
You drove that thing for a long time.
I did until Tim, like I obviously started dating Tim, and he was like, no.
He was like, no.
He forced, yeah, he
no,
forced me
you
to get a
need
new
not
car.
Shitty car now.
And then I got the Jag, which I would still be driving if he also didn't make me get rid of that because I loved that car. It was a tank. It was old, heavy. I don't know what it was,
I don't remember what it was either.
but it was
a
big
Jag.
old,
It was the Jag.
big
The
old
Jag.
tank Jag. It got me through every winter in Michigan that I ever needed to. It was
Got you
wonderful.
through a few transmissions too. I remember.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So,
Jumping off from that, and transmissions, your Grand Prix. Who were we talking with the other day in the break room where they were like, if it weren't for Zoom, would you still be driving your Grand Prix?
Oh God, what were we talking about?
But didn't yours have a different issue? Like the airbags blew out and blew all the windows.
We're talking about good memories.
That's one of the like.
That is a
that's
really
one of my
good
first
memory.
memories. Yeah.
No, what you were saying I had, like, my strut towers rusted
Just
out on my
like
Grand Prix
Erica.
like they always do, so I ended up trading the shell for a Fiero shell and thought
Yeah.
I was going to put my badass Grand Prix motor in this Fiero, and it was going to be sweet, and
See, I'm doing this really.
it was a
Unique
Fiero.
thing.
And I,
It's a really unique
whatever, I
swap.
thought I was doing something cool. And then, Zoom was like, no, you're done. He's like, sell all of your crap cars, and we're going to get you into a Cadillac and start moving forward with what ZZP's doing, like, new, and get on top
The
of stuff,
modern
you know,
platforms,
yeah,
yeah.
the new platforms. So
Yep.
I got rid of all my all my 3800 stuff. My friend Adam actually still has the transmission from my Grand Prix in his Impala right now.
Oh, really?
It
The turbo one?
Yeah, it finally broke last summer.
Oh.
And I bought that transmission it was before I worked here. 2006 or 7 I bought
Dang.
that transmission. I have a picture of all the $100 bills that I used to pay cash for that tranny laid out on my kitchen floor. I spelled ZZP with 2 exclamation points on $100 bills on my kitchen floor.
Oh god.
I was like, yes, I'm going to finally go fast. I have a built trans.
And
And then the airbags blew at the racetrack.
I
That
was
was
gonna say.
fun.
So yeah, you gotta tell that story.
How
'cause
did
that's
that
like
happen?
I wasn't driving, so
Oh.
I was trying to break into 11s that night, and I went
just
like,
worse.
Sabotaged whoever's
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
driving.
which is worse?
Yeah.
is Sean watching? Sean, are you in here? So I went like 12, 11, like
Probably
2 or 3
4, 6,
times,
7, read
and it just wasn't having it. It was not going to go 11s, and
Yep.
Sean weighed like 30 pounds less than me or something like that. He's like, give me the keys, I'm doing it. We're going to go run 11s in your car.
yep.
So he's doing the burnout in the water box, and I'm like, what's going on down there? I'm like way out in the bleachers, like filming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is there water coming down the windshield? It wasn't water, it was the glass from the windshield like showering down because the airbags popped in the middle of the burnout.
What?
And blew the windshield out of the car. So
For no reason?
only the passenger airbag blew.
Luckily.
For a minute.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah,
only the
then-
passenger airbag blew. Sean drives back around. He's like, what the hell's going on? You know, like your airbag blew. And we're laughing, and he goes to take off, and the driver's airbag blows in his face in the pits, like minutes later. So,
Wow.
yeah. So I took my knife, and I cut the airbag out of the steering wheel, and I threw my exhaust, and welder Joe lived over by my mom, so I, like, threw my exhaust in the back of Joe's truck and said, whatever, I don't care. And I drove it home on slicks and skinnies, open headers.
With no windshield?
You could kind
You
of
could-
see
it-
through it.
Yeah.
Like enough.
Enough
Get
to
up
get
to like
home.
70, 80 on the highway, and like little bits of glass were starting to sprinkle down, so I just kind of slowed it down a little bit. And I think I left the cables in the back too. Tim mentioned
yeah,
the cable
the
mount
cable mount.
last week. He was talking about that, and
Yep.
then I think Matt said something about forgetting and driving home with the cables.
And so you're bouncing
yeah,
all around.
that
and-
was the same deal. It's like just pissed, like I'm done with this freaking car. I'm going home.
Oh.
Don't care. Slicks and
Ride of
skinnies on
shame.
the highway.
Yep. Right of shame.
Right a shame home.
Yeah.
Nick says, first memory comes to mind, logging into Club GP in 2003, reading the ZZP versus Intense Wars.
So we actually just did Wayback Machine or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
you were looking at him.
You
To
get lost
check all
in
of our
that.
old websites to go and
That
old
I don't even think I
2003
can remember
website.
them.
Ooh, it's got some
things were-
flames.
Yeah, some flames and the,
It's
the
fancy.
ZZPerformance.
Those first
Oh,
couple
God.
were not good,
Yeah.
but I love them. I
Yeah.
love them.
The
Still.
blue one wasn't bad. That was my first one. Was the blue one?
Yep, me too. That, oh my god, it was such a pain in the ass to print orders because every order you had to like start over, refresh the page, and jump through like 400 menus to get to the orders. Pick one, print it. I think that was before you could open more than one tab in a browser, so
was-
you couldn't just like open 20 tabs and print all
How
the
did
orders.
people do that?
We just had one. We had one person, Pam.
Yep.
She would log into our credit card processing every day
Oh, every order was manually like checked. Like
Wow.
and make sure the
Full
payment
manual.
came across. Then copy the payment transaction ID over to the website. Then print it off. And then what we would do is we didn't have like stocking back then. So like we didn't have a stock room of downpipes or anything. So
no, it was, hey Henry, do we have any of this? I
or
think
or
so.
or if it was Fab, you would literally take the work order or the order back
it
to
to
Fab
them.
and be like, okay, we need this downpipe made, and they would whip
Bob
it up.
needs his downpipe. Here you go.
We'd have the bends and everything kind of, in
Yeah, that
some
stuff was kind of ready to
fashion.
go, but
And then, same with PCM. So it would go, let's say someone ordered a PCM and a downpipe. They would run the paper out to Fab, have them make the downpipe. When Fab was done, they'd tape the downpipe. Or they tape the paper to the downpipe.
downpipe.
And then
And
they'll
then
give it
they
to
would
Tim and-
then they'd give it
Hey,
to
Tim,
Tim
get
to make the
PCM.
PCM. And then that paper
It moved around.
was
It
the
walked
only
through the
thing
whole
that we
shop.
had to keep track of the order, and that was the first thing that I.
We did that for my first couple years, I think.
Yep.
It was
And then I got really
like
sick of it, to where I was like, I'm gonna come up with this paperless system, and I thought it was so fucking genius. I was like, oh, I spent a whole weekend at ZZP, like.
the paper, and everybody was just like,
I came up with
I
this
wanna choke her out.
procedure.
This is
I came up with this,
terrible.
like, basically this PowerPoint presentation of sorts for everybody. And then Monday came, and I'm like, all right, guys, this is it. Pew. We're doing
me all your
paperless. We're doing paperless. And that was
Everyone
probably the first
rejected
time I
it.
cried at ZZP. That was, if you watch the Zoom podcast, he talked about making people cry. He made me cry probably more than anybody. Not proud of it, whatever.
Sidebar,
But,
Not bragging.
Jeff McGovern's asking what kind of car. I'm assuming he can hear whatever that is. Does anyone know what that is? Good
Is
guess.
that's been running for a minute out there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Something in one of the bays, though.
Bulldozer on the parking lot or something. I mean, it's
Crushing
something
all the
sweet,
cars.
probably an ATSV or something.
Yeah, we're just so used to it here, we don't even
I was
notice.
gonna
But
I forgot the same.
Maybe it's
paperless. You just
Paperless.
finished
Oh
the paperless.
yeah.
So
So
paperless
Zoom pulled me into the
tears,
glass
that-
case of emotions and just reamed me a new one about how you can't just
Implement.
do what you want
can't
here.
just do this.
You can't just do things here. And I'm like, tried really hard. It was pretty bad.
Reality, it's like how anything gets
I
done
know,
around here.
and
You
Yeah.
just do
That's
just
the
have to
thing.
do
Like
it.
you look back and you're like, it's so. How did I even get a fight for having to go paperless? It doesn't make any sense to me, but it was a
Because
friggin'
people
fight.
don't
Everything was
like
a fight,
change.
though.
Oh,
If we could
everything
go-
I do here is a
If
fight.
we could go back in
People do
time,
not like
like,
me here.
oh my god, I wish we could just take what we know now and go to old ZZP. This company we would be
We'd be a
huge.
$50 million
We'd be
company.
Yeah.
like Summit big or
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah,
Like
we learn as we go.
yeah, we're all learning.
Yep.
We're learning
But yeah,
well.
the paperless.
We're adapting. Paperless.
So you brought up a story when we were downstairs about Zoom.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh yeah, about our handsy
They-
boss,
yeah.
accidentally handsy boss.
So back in the day when I was new here, brand new, I don't even think Tim and I were dating yet.
It
We
was
were
like
dating because we started dating pretty
barely,
early
like,
into
yeah.
it, but it was very early on. At the time, also Zoom's girlfriend worked here, and I don't.
They
yeah.
look very similar from the back.
I think that's debatable.
Hair, they're about the same height.
But apparently one day we looked similar.
Similar enough.
I was in the break room and I was washing my dish after my lunch, and he came up and grabbed my ass. And I think it was, like I said, it was probably the most embarrassing moment for both of us
Yeah.
equally because,
Because what do you
I was
do?
like, what are you?
yeah,
Do I just?
It was
I
so
don't know,
it-
should I be?
we
upset?
just,
Do you shake hands? Like,
yeah, it was. I mean, we're pretty.
Alright, so
It's like
that
a pretty easygoing, funny place here now. To where, like, if that would have happened now, I honestly, like, it sounds horrible, but no one would be weirded out by it. Everybody would be like,
I think
"What?"
Craig grabbed my ass the other day when I walked by him. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
What
And
are you
it's just,
doing?
yeah, it's funny to think that
Zoom
maybe-
says, WTF, you can't just tell that story.
I can't do. So I can say it because it was also one of the most embarrassing moments for me. But yeah, it was.
We said it was an accident. It's okay.
It was an accident. Yeah, we avoided eye contact for a while. It was really. awkward.
Oh, I bet.
Zoom, did you say my bad when you were done? Because that makes it okay.
No, it was 100% like the most accidental, and everybody in the break room was just like, oh no, like that's not how we. Yeah, everybody knew the accident. It was
My
yeah.
Midwestern is like thinking in my brain, just, oh,
Nope.
Yeah.
and that was it.
And then you go,
And then just,
Yeah, I know. These days, it would have been bad
go
news.
lay
I
down in the
guess.
street and count mufflers for a little while here.
But
way down in the street. There is a story of someone laying down behind a car, too. if
oh
I
yeah, Tim will
remember.
Tim will have to tell you that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
back in the fight, all of the like physical fighting was pre me, unless it was drunken.
What? No.
I don't know how
None
many
of
of
that
those
would
I could
ever
do.
happen around
We could
here.
literally have an entire podcast on ZZP Christmas parties.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes.
all
Drunk
ex-employees
people
are like,
and
no.
Things flying and naked people and this whole mess.
In that order?
Since I've been here, it's been very tame.
I know. We tell them like that. We're like
Missed
everybody.
out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. We always
Very,
get the
very
ooh
late
company
nights.
meetings, and we're like, I don't know, they're not that bad.
We're like hiding under the table. It's just company meeting. We're like,
Yeah. We used to have to put disclaimers like, okay, just like, if you have questions after this company meeting, just come talk to me, okay? Don't quit, don't quit or run out crying. Like, just come see me and we'll talk through
not
this.
that big of a deal. Sounds worse than it is. Just come find somebody that's been here for a while. It'll be okay.
Yeah, we used to have to give little disclaimers. Now they're pretty mild.
We're like a real company now. So.
Yeah, we're getting more legit as we go.
I think we have a new guy starting next week,
Yep, Wednesday.
and his first day is
a company meeting day.
a company
yeah.
meeting day.
Oh, that's-
So
He starts at 9 and company meetings.
Well, you
Good-
had
good
Trevor.
for
You
him.
had a company meeting not too far after you started.
yeah, mine was the same. It was like a day or two after
yeah,
or
I had
something.
one right after. tour.
Everyone scared the crap
you're
out of
still
me,
here.
and
He's like,
Yeah, 'cause
like,
like
oh,
I said,
what did I
they're-
get myself into?
You think that they're, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're still in the habit of,
I
our
think some of those veterans just kind of glaze over and like, I just daydream and laugh like, what are the new people thinking right now? Like, they're not as bad as they used to be. Like it used to be, a lot of yelling. Not yelling. That sounds wrong. But
Yeah.
Well,
like
Well,
it was
that's
a little harsher.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get your shit together. Like
we-
we need to
Zoom
sell
and
some
I-
stuff and
Zoom and I used to have verbal just screaming matches in the office. I mean, it's nice now that we have the newer building because we have offices with doors. But back in the day, not even in the glass case of emotion, our office used to be just cubicles. So if someone was getting reamed out, you just had to like,
headphones in, or maybe go get a drink of water or something for a little bit.
because it was so awkward. Because
It was
but it happened
like-
all the time.
The front office now, but without doors on any of the offices.
Yeah.
So just a big
Or
open
walls.
So
space.
everybody heard I mean, not that ours are really that
No.
soundproof when our voices. I'm not quiet.
But there haven't really been any of that in the last couple of years.
We're
We're
old
getting
and mature
old
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we fought
We're
through
adults
everything now.
everyone's just too
Now,
tired.
yeah, now instead of saying F you and running out of the building, I'm like, okay, Zoom.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Yep.
Or whoever. Whoever. Maybe it was.
Or whoever.
Maybe it was me that time.
Yeah.
Maybe you were yelling at me that. No.
Ryan says
wow.
closed door meetings my first day as well.
God.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Ryan.
Yeah,
Closed
closed
door
door
meetings.
meetings were a thing as soon as we got to this building. Because,
Closed door meetings and firing Fridays kind of went hand in hand for a while.
yeah, they did. Yeah. Hey, I was going to say we got a couple, Fire Fridays, which.
That was a fun memory.
It's like Survivor, right?
Everybody
So
like
Steve-
that like Friday, like you get bitched at the day before, and then you're like waiting for Friday, and you're like, come on, 5:01. Am I safe? Am I safe?
And then one time, Steve has this fun joke where he's like, pick a number
Oh yeah, I know this story.
Number 1 through
through
10.
10,
Yeah.
and then whatever number you
You're
pick, we say you're fired. And so that was Steve's favorite joke at the time. And he said it to someone who...
The cleaning girl.
Yes.
Oop.
And she coincidentally
Was
got fired that
like-
day.
No, it wasn't that day. It was
was,
like
like,
10
right then.
minutes
Oh,
later.
no.
Like, I was like, hey, pick a number 1 through 10. You're fired. Ha! And I go up front, and she was like, no. She's literally getting fired in like 5 minutes. I'm like, shit, I gotta go. I'm gonna go to the gas station, get a drink, something, go home.
I was actually thinking of a different story. Wasn't there a printer
Oh,
incident?
yeah,
where-
that's a different one.
Yeah.
So we haven't had the best luck with HR/accounting employees.
We
here
weren't
in the
until now.
past.
Super professional about stuff, I
No,
guess you could
but
say.
the person that used to be in charge of it, we used to have a big printer in the middle of the office that everybody shared.
We had one printer that everybody shared.
Everybody shared it.
Yep.
And,
And a very forgetful HR lady.
and she just printed it and left. She printed the termination papers and left them in the printer. And said employee comes up to get what he printed off and sees his termination papers, picks them up, walks in her office, is like, so I guess
Later,
I'm
dudes.
fired. And she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
I'm sorry.
I forgot about that too. God, why? The more we talk, like
I
the
know.
more things come. We were like crying downstairs, laughing, like trying to come up. I was like,
We're
Kyla,
so
I need some
old.
ideas. Like I can't think of anything like to talk about today. And then we're just cracking up, and like I gotta walk away before I ruin all
All
of
the
this good
stories.
content.
Yeah.
Like there's so many good stories.
Yeah, that was also one of them. That was back in the old building. We used to have there was a point in the old building where we were right before we left there. We were just too big to have company meetings in the fishbowl room, and we'd kind of have them in where the cubicles. I think the last thing we did in the old building was Henry's birthday party and a pizza party, and we all like sat in the cubicles and like had pizza on our laps, like we crammed together with our little rolly office chairs. And then the next day we moved into the building we're in currently.
Ashley, you pick a number. I've been here longer. Oh man, I just had one too and I forgot.
Remember.
What? Oh,
A memory.
oh, I've got it.
It's gone.
Let's go. If we go in order, then we moved into this building, and
No, we forgot about Black Friday at
Oh,
the building.
yeah,
Black
Black Fridays.
Oh my god.
that's
yes.
another thing that we talk
That was
about. We're like,
before-
oh, you guys, Black Friday, and we get all
Yeah,
worked
these
up
new people
about
are
it, and then
blaming
the
us.
new people are like, what do you mean?
Okay,
What's
we
going
put some
on?
shit in boxes and then we go home. And
Yeah, there's just
no,
more orders
there was
today.
no that. Like, Kyla and I would come in at like 9 o'clock on Thursday night.
Thanksgiving night. Yep.
Thanksgiving night, we would like eat dinner with our families,
Take
take
a
a
nap.
come into ZZP at like 9 o'clock with some drinks and some food and kind of get started getting the sales set up. All of the sales stuff was manual.
Yeah.
The whole website,
Yeah.
every single item.
I
it's like-
couldn't leave my computer. I would be the one that would
she was
enter
just like,
it. And then,
I'm like, hey, another
Steve,
spark plug wire order just came through. She's like, shit, I gotta change the sale price on
Yep.
this. I
So
gotta take
Steve and
it.
Zoom would be on
Oh,
the
so bad.
forums and Facebook, and then they would be posting
Yeah,
them
we
and checking them.
manually posted all the sales.
Yep, so they would be
individually, one at a
posting them, and
time.
I would, and we would just be yelling back and forth at each other, like, okay, change the number to 2, because we'd basically say, okay, we've got
5 of this,
one
4 of
intercooler
that.
at 50%,
Yep.
and then
The second
2
one
at
at
40,
25,
and 3
yeah.
at, and we'd do that, and we'd have to incrementally change it
There
as
was
the
no
orders
automation.
came through.
The automation
Yep.
was
It was me manually
energy
going.
drinks and not sleeping for days.
But what was bad good is our site crashed every year.
Every year.
Every year, so there was a portion
was-
of that we didn't
Yep.
have to do.
I
We just
remember
sat
being a
and
customer in it.
Like,
It was
well,
like,
site's down, cool. I'm gonna go pass out for 10 minutes.
and then I just was an anxiety ball wreck, and messaging or calling whoever I could, because back then, our server was, not on site, or every, our team that ran our website, they were remote,
Yeah.
so we were just trying to communicate with them all of our issues, and they were trying to sometimes help us out. Sometimes we were on our own, but yeah.
Usually on
It
our own.
was always a disaster. Right around 1 a.m., 2 a.m., we could usually pick it back up because enough people gave up that they left, and we could fix it to get.
And then we could go home or go to the break room and crash on the couches for a couple hours. And
Yep. We would.
back at it again.
I just slept here. Once we moved over here, I slept here. That's why I put that couch in my office, and I just there was no point in going home because you'd waste an hour driving a half hour and back, and I'm like, that's an hour of sleep I could be getting Black Friday. I can't waste
Perfectly
that
good
sleep.
couch right here in the office.
Yeah. So
And now we have so many employees that it's like,
okay, it's busy and it's
Yeah.
a day, but
Yeah, like
That's
this
about
year
it.
I was all excited. Like I miss old Black Friday, and I was all excited this year and last year, really.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna be sweet. We're gonna work some 18-hour days. We're gonna ship some stuff, and it's like we worked a normal day and filled like 2 semi trucks worth of crap. I'm like,
It's pretty
what
crazy
is
now.
going on here? Like,
oh, yeah.
this is
But
not easy.
efficiency,
but
yeah, the
our
efficiencies that
efficiency
we
is so
put
much
into
better.
place.
God, we used to.
Well, because of how we used to
print out
run it.
orders, and she just put this stack like reams of paper. Like, here you go, guys.
So you'd have to
Start sorting.
order when you posted the sale, right? So like you didn't have a choice. If you wanted 6 things on Black Friday, you were placing 6 orders.
Yeah.
So what would happen is we would have people place 6 orders, and then we'd have infinite emails. Can you please combine my orders and refund me my shipping? And we would try to accommodate. We tried the first year.
do you have
The
left
first
out
year
of
we
the
tried to
order?
accommodate that, and we printed them off, and Steve and I were in the office with stacks
Just,
of
like,
papers,
spread
and we're like,
out.
do you have
Like literally thousands of papers. Like just
I'm missing
spread
4
out.
of this guy's
Yeah,
orders,
this
and we
dude ordered
paper clip them
6
together.
Stuff. Like, where's the rest of his orders? We're trying to paper clip these things together, and then we're like, do we put them in alphabetical order? Like, what do we do? Just pulling
We had
our
no
hair out. There's
idea.
Yeah.
just like
there's no
30 feet of orders
rhyme
just
or
laid out
reason.
across the floor. Nobody come up here. Don't touch these. Don't trip over them. Oh my god.
Oh my god, it was a disaster.
Tell them about your little tally marks.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about tripping.
Yeah. So people don't know because Steve works in the back now. I work up in the office with these guys.
Most of the people in the front office have not.
We have these
Worked.
horrifying rugs.
Yeah, we do. But we've always had these.
Terribly clumsy to begin with.
For whatever reason, we've invested in these rugs since I've
For
been here.
eternity.
Why are these on them? I don't know. That's a good
Death
question.
rugs.
I should probably talk to Kelly about that. Actually,
Save money.
but
It's like they make these rugs that attach to the floor. I think it's just called carpet.
Carpet, yeah.
We should get some of that.
But yeah, so in the offices, back in the day,
These wrinkly
Steve
ass
every day would trip on these rugs. So we had a tally mark of
How
Steve
many
versus the
trips?
rug, and it was up to like 480 one time. Like,
Steve V rug, just
Yeah.
paper and Kyla's wall.
yeah, but
So
yeah,
how did Steve get a point?
he didn't.
I did.
It was always 0.
It was all years of zero.
It was just
Drove
0.
the rug 1,000 times a day.
And he was also known for sneezes.
Allergic to
Steve is allergic to ZZP.
I don't sneeze in the back now that I work on the CNC. I don't. But in the office, I will sneeze 5,000 times
Yep.
a day.
It's part of why I don't say bless you to anyone anymore, because I'm like, no,
she's
no,
immune to the
no, you ruined it. You don't get any more. You
Just
took
need
them
that
all up.
20% metal intake for your system to be healthy.
Cleans you out.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like fiber for your nose, I guess.
Nose fiber.
Nose fiber.
But yeah, what else do we have?
Jeff McGovern. No plans for Gen 2 cruises.
Well,
False.
Sorry.
false.
Oh,
We
Oh,
have
is
a Gen
there-
2
In Bay
cruise.
2 right now, and
Oh,
the
on the
downpipe
left.
is on the floor.
there you go.
That's all
So-
I'm going to say about that.
Actually,
Steven,
speaking
say that.
of, we totally forgot to do new stuff that's happening this week. Tyler and Steve probably have the best idea. I mean,
I
there's a
don't know
Gen
what the hell
2
you're
cruise in
talking
here.
What?
Just new products, new stuff we're working on here.
Are you just
Are you making shit up now, or?
what's happening?
We do this every week.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know.
just
this-
new stuff?
I don't know this
Well, I'm working on coilovers for the Cobalt, Sonic, and then Slingshot as well. So,
And Kappa.
I did not know you were working
Yeah,
on Slingshot
and
ones.
Kappa.
Nice.
Yep.
Yep.
cool.
So we got those.
Yeah, everyone pretty much guessed it. We're doing all the platforms.
Yeah, we're gonna do all
Yeah,
of them
these are working out really well. I like the people we're dealing with. So
the 3800 ones are selling. We've sold 11 sets in 4 weeks, which is
that's pretty good. Yeah.
That's a lot.
past that. We're still working on the exhausts. ATSV got the valved version prototype done today.
Just this morning he was
And it
welding that together.
Sounds great, obviously,
Yes, it does.
but it's not
I
bad.
worked last week, I think. Did some prototype motor mount stuff for the Sonic.
Oh yeah,
The other mount that we don't currently make. So
Mm-hmm.
that went well. It fit perfectly first try, which is great. And
Looks
we're-
sweet.
It looks. You saw it, right? Yeah, it looks really really cool.
That's
we're hoping
because
to
you're a
be able to
professional.
kind of adapt that backwards to some of our other mounts, so that just kind of update the look on a lot of that stuff and kind of step away from the old square poly look on some of that stuff.
Yeah.
It should be a nice update. Whatever words. I can't talk.
I know what you're trying to say.
It'll be sweet.
Yep.
Trust me.
Better, faster, stronger.
That's right.
I think. And
Oh, hi guys.
Oh, hey,
Oh, hey guys. Abby's too scared to come up here, so I'm putting her on blast, like on, blast
Oh.
up. So we have this. to
You
go
got
on the
fake
mannequin.
Abby? No, that's
That's fake Zoom.
fake Zoom.
Yes, fake
Fake
Zoom.
Zoom.
Wait,
So
show it to
we
the
used
camera
have,
first.
We used to have one
Yeah.
that he'd always be gone for Christmas parties and stuff.
Right. I gotta do something. Yeah. There we go. There we go, guys. Zoom is still watching over you.
Let me rotate it towards the camera a little bit.
Rotate it. Get it. There you go.
Those
Hey, you
7
put
lights.
pants on the
There's
mannequin.
a lot of,
Yeah. Get. Abby
there's
did
a lot
that.
of beard on me.
It's a lot of
Bye, Ryan.
It doesn't have a neck. But
Zoom's a little shorter than he was.
We don't need necks. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. This is
Oh,
fine.
man.
Yeah, if you haven't met him, he's actually 8 feet tall. Not
Definitely
4'5".
4 or 5. Wearing a small t-shirt. I think one of my getting back on memories. My favorite was Tail of the Dragon a couple years ago.
Oh, should I
It
go
was-
get Tim? Should I swap out?
I mean,
Let's
it's
have-
been 45 minutes, but
It
whenever.
has?
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Talk a lot.
Now you guys see why these
I've
always
read-
go late.
Well, yeah. I mean, memories we can literally go on. 'Cause
Oh.
we didn't even talk about like our Christmas parties, tubing trips.
Tubing trips,
Oh, yeah.
Christmas parties.
Tubing trip from the
Don't
other
bring up
day.
the tubing trip. I always get fatally ill anytime anyone talks about it.
Man, what? People were eating
Yeah.
teaspoons of cinnamon at Christmas parties.
Oh yeah, we used to have the games. I want a gun.
Oh.
I want a gun
You
too.
want a gun?
I want a gun. At
We
a
did. We
Christmas-
both won
I
guns the
obviously
same
wanted
year.
to win, yeah.
I want. You
Like,
got the other
like
one.
real gun?
Yeah, like a real one.
Oh, we used to give really cool stuff away. It's like, hey, play all these games all day, and then you go on a drawing or whatever, and then
Yeah, so you
it's like,
play
here
games.
you can
so
have
you'd
a
have
gun
dinner.
or
A gun.
gift card or
Yeah, and I won it with. We used to have the Christmas parties at Zoom's condo, and we'd have all these games come, and you'd have to make it through the games.
We had teams and mini games,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's the big the bead game that we would
Zooms.
play all day.
Yep, and we had little GI Joes across the windowsill, and you had Nerf guns that you had to shoot down the GI Joes, and I was getting so, had a couple drinks. I was getting so mad that we were still playing these games. I'm like, I just want to hang out, but everybody's like really focused because everybody here wanted to win this stupid gun. Everyone here was like, yeah, I want to win that gun. And I'm like, can we just stop playing games? Like, let's wrap it up. Let's like hang out.
Yeah.
And so I got it for my turn and just killed it.
Kicked its ass.
Just killed it.
And then everybody was trying to buy the gun off me, and I'm like, no, apparently this is a hot commodity, so I'm keeping it.
I gotta do some research, see what this
Just
is worth.
because, screw you, that's why.
Literally, probably never even touched it, but I have it.
Ashley says, how about Jordan and Drake eating Cheetos?
Oh
off
my
the car?
gosh, that was
I don't remember that.
That was 2018.
Just downstairs.
That was our last, like,
big.
bring
Drinky
your
party.
spouses.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring your spouses, because we have the in-house one still.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
That
bring your
was-
spouses one.
Was it Jordan that tripped?
I think it was, I don't know. I was also.
And the whole bowl of Cheetos went on the floor. And I have a video of them like
Eating
eating
off
these Cheetos off this filthy.
It was pretty
clean,
gross.
but
It wasn't that good. It was our old office building.
Yeah.
It had been converted, so.
Well, that
I
was
can say what
also
happened on
a
that floor.
same Christmas party a former employee showed up to that was not
Invited.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
another.
happened.
that happened.
You don't work here anymore, dude. You gotta go.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't good.
Oh, no, it's fine. No.
There's another butt grab that night. Yeah, there's another butt grab.
Oh, yeah, there was more butt grabbing going on there.
And then escalated to an argument and a fight.
And then there's some de-escalation, and then somebody took drunk people home, and then the problem went away.
Yeah. Well.
There we go. Zoom's asking about the equal length exhaust for the 3800.
You're not supposed to.
Why? He asked it publicly.
I know. I thought we were holding off on that.
Oh.
Not that
So
I
we
know.
had. Isn't that what Tim said? I don't know.
I'll
Yeah.
be vague about it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just don't give details.
The
Yep.
car runs and drives and is
Sounds
sounding
great.
sweet, and people are putting some miles on it, and we're testing some stuff out, and this thing needs to stop.
It's probably someone yelling at you. Like,
We have
Stop it! You know, is it-
a new video scheduled to go on that
Not
one.
important.
So we'll have a real video.
Yeah, we got
Showing-
some real video stuff coming up on it. Everything seems great so far. We're just kind of dialing in the sound on it and then getting some miles on it and making sure there's no major problems. But I think, as far as I know, the design is finalized and it's made in a way that we can produce it quickly and.
Yeah. Early this season, I would guess.
Yeah, I would say not that much longer, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope that we can release it here for tax time for people.
Well, now that
I was gonna say, well, let me go grab Tim, and you guys can actually talk about car memories that I
hey,
don't.
thanks for
Come on,
coming on,
Kyla,
Kyla.
tell me about your 3.4 pulley, bro.
Yeah.
you need a
for that 3.4.
That's right. 93 octane, too.
yep, and a 180 thermostat.
Well, of course.
Was the 85 invented back then?
Next
Nope.
episode.
Dude, I was just talking with some buddies.
Damn corn fuel? What's that?
I was just talking with some buddies about when E85 was like 99 cents and how amazing that would have been. And now it's like 220, which is
Yeah,
better,
it's like
but
5 cents cheaper than regular gas, and you're like,
but
But
compared to
premium's like-
premium,
yeah, like around me, like premium's like $1 more than regular gas now. and-
it's like 350, 375. And I remember when I got my license back in 2006, 2007, premium was like 30 cents more. It was
Yeah.
there was
it wasn't
like
a big gap.
no. If you drove a car that took premium, it wasn't too bad. But now, just at the regular ass gas station, you're looking $275 for 87 again, and
Something like that. huh?
350, 370 for 93.
I haven't looked at the 87 number in a long time, though, to be honest.
Well, yeah,
Hey, at least gas is priced fairly now again.
yeah. Oh,
Oh, it's Tim.
it's Tim.
Good thing we all drive really good, economical gas mileage cars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Tim
we
does now. Tim's got his new Sonic. That gets good gas
Oh
mileage.
yeah. That gets
Welcome,
good gas
Tim.
mileage. Hello, hello.
Introduce yourself. What do you do here? What do you drive?
I don't do anything.
What if I told you you're the fourth person to make that joke today? Dang it!
Really? I should know that. No, I do a little bit of everything. You know, I think primarily right now tuning, like just
a
remote
lot of
tunes are
tuning.
through the roof. Like our sales are through the roof right now.
Opening season, tax time, it's crazy here.
Dean, I'm going to complain about gas prices. I drive a cammed Trailblazer SS. I will
And a cammed LT1 Camaro.
Cammed LT Camaro. I think.
At least that's got flex fuel.
Yeah, it gets 8 miles per gallon on E85 and 11 on gas, which I think my truck gets not between 9 and 10
Oh my
depending
gosh.
on the day. So
Yeah,
I'll
that's
bitch
rough.
about gas prices. I'm not. You know what? No, consumption, gas consumption.
Yeah.
If there's any ATS-V guys out there, we just put a valved ATS-V catback on my car today.
And it
Just
sounds
mentioning
so good.
that. This, yep.
Is that what we
It
heard
sounds
running
sweet.
down there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
You haven't
Was
heard
the
it yet?
No, the one we heard in the podcast. Someone was asking.
That
They were like, I
probably
hear a car in the
Possibly.
background.
taken
Yeah.
off, and yeah, we're trying to figure out what that
Yeah.
was. It sounds sweet.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm very, very
valves
happy how
are-
that turned out for sure.
Yeah, it
I'm
sucks
surprised.
because like we're ready to like put that on the website. Like my plan is I'm gonna put it up for a pre-order and send them when we
Yeah,
sell
we
10.
have like a couple of components, I think, like for mass production that we're waiting on.
Yep.
And then,
We have a really fancy cross brace to straighten the mufflers. So when you look under the car, it has like a neat laser cut brace that like connects the two mufflers
seen
together
that yet.
to straighten them.
That's freaking
to
sweet.
take a look at that.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
but it sounds good.
the first exhaust in a while that I'm like super excited for.
Yeah, and I don't want to. I'll probably send all of them out once we sell 10 because there's going to be some trade secrets that are. You know, we're going to try to keep hush-hush until we at least sell 10.
Yeah, until people have them in their hands.
Keep
and
it a
then-
secret until it's not anymore.
Yeah,
Yep.
until it's unavoidable.
Right.
We also have, correct me if I'm wrong, good? For the,
Good to say.
yep, we have a little teaser of the Kappa video going out today of
Nice.
some old footage we had, but I know there's a couple Kappa dudes in here.
Pre-snow Kappa
I saw you.
footage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have we talked about the Kappa products we have coming out really soon here?
Not in this podcast, so might as well touch on them.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
I know I
Alex.
saw like 3 dudes in here with Kappas, so.
Yeah.
Yep, Alex, our English fab guy, he developed a 3-inch colder intake, an intercooler kit, which is sweet because our Cobalt LNF intercooler, like, is shoehorned into the front of that car.
But it fits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like twice the size of the
huge.
stock one.
That
So-
stock one is puny.
Yeah.
That's
So
what she said. I had to.
So yeah, so that's in production too. Like we're gonna have a colder intake, an intercooler. We already have the exhaust.
I'm pretty excited
Which-
to have a whole product line for the Kappa.
Yep.
Something we should have done a
We
long
should
time
have done
ago.
a long time ago, but the timing just wasn't right, and there was already some people playing around in that market that kind of filled the void, and
Yep.
we did what we were good at, which is front wheel drive stuff. So.
Now that they've
I'm
been out
excited
for
to-
so long, we can find the holes in the market. All you guys
Now
want.
we have
so.
2 of them in house. So
Yep.
Yeah.
that'll be sweet.
And they're well, we were just talking about this earlier. They're affordable enough to be mod cars,
It's
but
a
they're
different
Those
starting
things
to go.
used to be
now.
ridiculously expensive. Like when we had, remember that blue one that we had for a hot minute over at the
Yeah.
old building? Like that was like an auction flood car turd, and that thing was like so expensive, and we were like, screw these cars. These things are.
Mark my words. Right now is the time to buy a Kappa.
It's
it-
almost too late.
It's almost too late.
Yeah.
They're
People
all
are going to
like,
figure out that they're super capable.
Well, they're all going back up.
Yeah.
You either get shit boxes that are $5,000, or
Clean ones for 20.
yeah,
Yeah.
They're
it's
that high already.
they're going way
See,
up.
the magic is the magic to buying those cars now is that you find them on lots for like $3,500 to like $5,000 for a GXP Redline turbo one. You find them for that price like somewhere that they don't really know what they have, and then you get it, you fix it up whatever it needs. And then you could simply repost the thing on one of the message groups.
Yeah.
That's like the
For twice
magic
as
to
much.
selling cars now.
Yep.
Find the mark. You gotta
You
find
buy it somewhere where they don't care what it is. It's
Yeah,
just,
some
a car.
car. Yeah.
And then you sell it on a group that
Some
everybody's
person
like,
that's looking for that car.
yes. Yes. And right now is the time where you can get them for
I will
$5,000.
be
And
right back.
No problem.
in a year, you
Yeah.
can sell them for $10,000.
Adam Chant says it's already too late. California. Yeah, we've seen the prices there.
Yep.
It's crazy. You guys also have the convertible tax, though.
Yeah, that's
Up here, convertibles are not favorable.
no. You get to use them 2 months out of the year. So
No, yeah, I mean, convertible. I wasn't actually a fan of a convertible right off because
because your
I
head gets
feel,
burned.
yeah, definitely.
The no OEM roll bar, the weight,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you can only have the top down at night,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yep.
Because you just get
you get
baked
Yeah,
by the sun.
no matter what.
So
Even with AC on full blast, if you're sitting there, it's not fun.
Yeah, so you said intercooler, exhaust, obviously.
Yep.
We already have
Downpipe.
that's on the website.
But our exhaust actually is turbo back. It's all one piece because the factory Kappa downpipe, the outlet of it is so tiny to mate to the stock exhaust that we had to replace that entire piece with a new
we
one
couldn't
that's
do it.
3-inch.
Yeah, our full exhaust is, you're running that. Sounds
Yep.
awesome. Sweet exhaust. Looks super cool. That's my favorite part. Is just
Yeah.
looking at it from the backside.
Yep.
On my car, we just have the downpipe, and the rest is all stock. Still sounds sweet. Still works great. And like you said, that neck is the worst part by far. So
Yeah. So that's pretty much everything. I mean, everything else is covered because it's all Cobalt crossover parts. We'll probably have a Z57 or Z54 for it.
Al on his list has turbo stuff because you can't just slap on a
Cobalt.
No, the wastegate.
we have a prototype kit on my car.
Yep.
That has been tested for
A year.
6 months now. So
So
we just need to reverse engineer that, get that out to you guys. But that kit's pretty close to ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned the coilovers.
Yep.
So
Coilovers are on the docket as well.
we have been testing those as well.
Unfortunately, they're not at the top of the list, but you're on the list. So.
Yep.
And I might have teased the Cobalt coilovers too soon. We're still working on them, and then there's still production time. So, they'll be out this year.
Are we working on a Sonic one?
Yep.
Good, because that car I got has Megan Racing coilovers on it, and they're worthless.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I've got new parts coming for those next week with some Cobalt stuff. So.
Hopefully you need a tester for them, because
Oh, yeah.
these Megans are garbage.
Adam, are you talking about safety loop for a drive shaft? I assume. Sounds like a drive shaft thing, right?
Yeah. That's really the only
I
safety
haven't
loop I would talk about.
Heard of that issue, but yeah, let us know. But anyways, back to memories. Do you got
Yeah.
any memories off the top of your head, Tim, that you wanted to?
We covered a lot of old building stuff
Yeah.
with Kyla. A lot of
Black Friday.
What about super old building stuff?
I mentioned the old building, but I wasn't around for that. None of us were. So I mentioned that it was small and shitty, and that you just kind of tripped over car audio and Henry. And
Yeah. Yeah,
you had your Eclipse. The first time I met you, you had your Eclipse over at the old division building.
King GSX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pulled up. I was like, "Damn, there's like 2 sweet ass Eclipses out here," and it was you and Henry.
Oh, Henry and Eclipse too?
Yeah.
Henry had his Eclipse until like a couple years ago. Like what, maybe 3 or 4 years ago he finally
Really?
sold that thing. It's just
Yeah.
been sitting in his garage undercover for like
Was it like a mod car or just like a stock car he drove?
No,
Really?
it was nice.
What?
Henry
It
had
just
mod
sat-
cars?
It was a nice car. Yeah, it was like fully
first
touched.
gen?
Henry had some
Second.
sweet mod cars. He had a
Second gen, yeah.
what was his never mind. That was
I had to talk.
That was a
I
joke.
had to teach him
remember
how to
song.
drive stick over the phone.
Really?
He bought a car,
And he
he
didn't know
bought
how
a car, and he was like, "Tim, tell me how to drive this car." And I'm like, "Oh boy,
Where are
here
you?
we go." So yeah, I taught him how to drive stick. That was pretty cool. Remotely, I don't know if anybody on the planet has had to do that before.
That's
I wouldn't even guess Henry would know how to drive stick. To
No.
be honest, I would guess.
Yeah,
he
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
have any
know.
idea.
There's more to Henry than I know. He had a freaking second gen? Was it a
I'd have to talk
GSX
to
or a
Henry.
GST?
Oh yeah, it body
Hey,
kit,
Adam, email me,
wheels.
Steve at
like-
ZZPerformance.com with some like links and pictures of what you're talking about. We'll address that soon. I'll look into that for you. For
I
sure.
think the first time I towed a car on a trailer was Henry's broken Eclipse.
Really?
Yes, a broken Eclipse,
Yeah,
right?
I would have thought.
An Eclipse on a trailer?
Now I know you're
DSM?
just making stuff up.
They
So
did crank walk. Is that what they do?
probably. I don't even remember
I think
actually.
the
First gen
So-
was the crank walkies.
Yeah.
His car had a body kit, had wheels on it, full Fast and Furious package, right? The car was so low that we had to back it on the trailer. Well, you know, I don't know. Him and I were pretty young, so we back it onto the trailer, and I didn't pull it all the way forward. So it was a little tail heavy on the trailer. So we have this inline 6-cylinder E150 van.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
the old
with
van.
the ZZP trailer that had like it was a big old iron trailer, probably a 5,000-pound trailer by itself. Like, this is a big old, ugly thing.
Yeah.
And with this car on it backwards. So I'm pulling down the highway, and all of a sudden the
This van that could probably only go 55 without a trailer.
So the trailer just starts wagging, and Henry looks over and he's like, dude, knock it off. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. And in a few seconds later, the trailer is in the shoulder, crossing the other lane, and I'm just jamming on the brakes because I don't know what else to do. Yeah. So I call my dad, and I'm like, hey, Dad, like, this, every time
wrong with this
as soon as I hit 55 miles per hour, the trailer just starts
This trailer's broken. I don't know.
And he's like, do you have the car on backwards? And he's like talking to me like you're an idiot. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, pull the car further forward.
Why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't I put it on there backwards? It's way easier.
Yeah, that was like
that's
20 years ago.
Wow.
It really was.
Dang.
Yeah.
We gotta get Henry up here now.
So, you people that may be new to pulling cars on trailers, make sure to pull it on frontwards, or at least, like, if you have to go on backwards, pull it as far forward as possible.
Yeah, you want it on that
All
tongue.
the crap you can
On the front.
Yeah.
in the trunk of the car.
Because what happens is there's too much weight pulling up on the back of the vehicle, and you lose traction then, and then it gets scary. But it will happen at the same exact mile an hour every time. So if it starts to do that, just go like 10 miles an hour less, and you will make it to your destination.
If it happens at 55, slow down a couple.
Yeah,
You're
like,
fine.
anytime you tow a car anyway, you probably shouldn't just jump on the highway and go 70. I mean, go slow and work your way up.
Yep.
Build some confidence. We have a lot of first-time customers that tow a vehicle here on a trailer. Like, there's...
Yeah, there are a lot of young guys and stuff, new to modding, and they get, their car breaks or whatever, and they want to bring here and get worked on. So go grab a U-Haul and borrow their dad or their grandpa's truck, and...
Yep.
We've lost a couple, not we, I've witnessed several bumpers get lost in the back parking lot. First-time towers.
Yeah.
They're like, sweet, I'm here. They put it in reverse, and they're like, get the shit box off the trailer. And they fling it off the trailer, and off comes the bumper with the car.
I don't know if any old 3800 customers are listening. Maybe, well, JL probably knows this guy. Ed Morad, he was a guy that used to buy 3800s from auctions, and then he would go grab them with a trailer, bring him to his house, and he would part them out. Well, one time he calls me up, and he's like, hey, I was just cruising down through the mountain roads, and all of a sudden I felt something kind of funny, and I just saw the car tumbling down the mountain. The car fell off the trailer and just went down the mountain. I was like, holy crap, what are you going to do? And he was like, I don't know, keep going.
Whatever.
Keep
Not my problem anymore.
Well, you see, I walked over, took the plate off, and then I left.
The 300 are in the works. They'll be ready to go soon.
Well, that's a lesson learned, I guess. Need a couple more straps there.
Well, that happened. Well, you have to push on it and flick the straps.
Well, you have to say, that's nice and tight.
Exum, yes.
That is a legal requirement. You have to grab them and say, that's not going anywhere. Or else it will go somewhere.
Clearly, Ed did not do that because...
I bet he did every time after
it
that.
Went somewhere.
Yeah, it went
down in the weeds.
Always Exum too, like cross your straps, so the car cannot move side to side because it will move side to side.
Oh yeah, you'll hit a bump and it'll jump.
Yep,
it'll go this way.
I've had to jack cars up on trailers and move them over because you can't open the door to get into it, or it's
because it moved,
or the thing's just sideways as hell on the trailer, and you can't back it off the ramps because it's all crooked.
All crooked.
Terrible.
Adam Chant, roll bar. Yes, Tim and I both have roll bars going in this year, so we'll be good to go.
The old Kappa.
And to Steve's comment about the headers, if you are waiting for something that's out of stock, do the in-stock reminder on the page.
Yep.
Because a lot of that stuff people are waiting for is going to be gone like minutes after it's posted. Yeah. So check that box. You'll get emailed and buy it as soon as you get that email. Yeah. Because that's your chance.
You don't want a hashtag like Ryan's sectional.
No, that's not going to get you any closer. So, Tim, we were talking about your Grand Prix earlier.
Yeah.
And that's how you became Turbo Tim.
Yeah.
But I've never heard any stories about your Grand Prix.
It was fun.
Yeah.
You know, I think we touched on the story a little bit last time, but basically, Zoom was like, hey, I need you to be a better tech guy, because we were like kind of a two-man show.
Yeah.
It was like Zoom and I for ZZPerformance for the first, 4 years,
yeah.
3 or 4 years. And he was like, what do I have to do to get you in a Grand Prix? And I'm like, front-wheel drive? I don't know. I've got my Eclipse. He was like, all right, just go buy one. Just go buy one, and I'll up your pay to cover this car. So I bought one, and it was like a really nice, like a 60,000-mile Burgundy GT.
Okay.
And then,
Is it Redfire?
yep, red fire.
Is that the same color as
The one
ours?
that's back there?
Yes.
Okay.
Was it 97?
It was no.
Oh.
It was a 2-door 2000 GT
Okay. The
fully
97s were like full like Barney purple. There was no cool red burgundy. No, they were effing purple.
Yeah,
It was bad.
the red fire, like in the sun, red
That's a
fire
sweet,
is
sweet
beautiful.
color.
It's a nice color, yeah.
I think it's
On
my
a
favorite.
dreary day, it's gross.
Yeah,
It's
it just
gross
looks like
burgundy.
a dirty, like a shitty, dirty red car. But then, like when it's cleaning out in the sun, it is like it's the best color on one of those
Yeah.
cars, I think.
And then Matt Meekoff was like, "Hey, like you're Turbo Tim, like let's turbo this
it,
thing."
yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, cool." And he just threw a turbo kit together on it.
This was before
On a
tuning
weekend.
software existed for these cars, wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. We were driving to Detroit, DHP for tuning.
Oh, yeah.
We had
There was no
tuning
HP
access.
tuners. There was no plug this doodad in under your dash and push buttons.
When did HPT and tuning here become a thing?
Man, I'm
Like
I'm
2010?
No, you
Well,
flashed my car that I
Yeah.
bought in 05, and that
Okay.
was just before we moved across the street.
So
Probably
a year
04,
probably before that,
04, 05.
because I was still pretty new. I was still learning a lot.
I think you actually used a DHP to tune my car. The first.
Ugh. 10-minute flashes.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
You have to hook a jump box up just to...
Yes.
kind of.
Flash.
Yes.
Yeah, literally.
she did say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dyno
Yeah.
Day with my Grand Prix back in the day. We killed it out in the parking lot. Me and Chris McCord.
Yeah.
He had a
Wow.
DHP, and my car was running just
I
stupid
wonder what
fast.
he's up to now.
I haven't talked to him actually in a while, but I'm friends with him on Facebook and interact with him on, he seems to be doing well, so that's good.
That's good.
I like seeing all these people that I've known for 20 years. 20 years now. But yeah, my car was running stupid fast. We couldn't figure out why, so we hooked his DHP up and we're like, we're gonna pull some fuel out of it, and ended up killing the battery in the parking lot. We had to jump it, put it on the dyno. It didn't fix anything. And then the dyno guy was like, "Do you live on a dirt road?" Grabbed my air filter and was like, took my air filter off, made a pass, and I picked up like 40 horse.
Oh,
My air filter is like banging on the ground. It was just shit
Just
coming out
straight
of it.
dirt.
Just
Yeah.
straight mud.
oh.
I lived on a dirt road.
Hastings.
Yeah.
Straight haste.
Grant. Straight
Grant. Yeah.
I lived out in the sticks.
But so, you were obviously racing your car.
Yeah. It was we turboed it. I blew it up like the next day because we were experimenting. The
This
wastegate
makes
was
cool
in a,
noises.
Yeah.
Here's this wastegate. Where are we going to put it? Let's put it right here. Well, right there didn't work very well
Yep.
for that setup. And it boost crept on the entrance ramp, and I chipped a piston. But Matt had one of his pistons out of his old engine that had like 180,000 miles on it, so we just kind of threw it in there.
It'll be fine. Everything.
There's like a joke around the shop about dropping a piston in oil dry and then just throwing it
Just
in the
tossing
engine.
it in?
That was that car. And then the next day we went to the dyno and it made like 417 wheel with on the second pull, and it was the highest horsepower 3800.
Yeah.
Just
What turbo was
Just
that
like
back then?
that was like a 60-1 like T3.
Just some
old
Yeah.
old Duke
old Dukey.
journal bearing
We
like.
had like a 58 AR exhaust housing. When we put a 68 AR housing on it, it actually picked up spool and power.
Wow.
And that car ended
Just
up
like
making
V3.
478. I went to Intense Drag Day, and I ran a whole bunch of like low 11s, like 11.4, 11.3, 11.2.
Yep.
And it seemed like the car was tapped out. And what was happening is the car was breaking up down the pass. It was just, the ignition was breaking up, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So I kept gapping the plug smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yep.
And it wasn't helping. So it was the end of the event. I ended with like an 11.24 or something like that. And then we went back to the hotel, partied, got up in the morning, and everybody was hungover.
That never happened.
Yeah.
No.
It was rowdy.
We should talk about some of that stuff. What?
And then
finish your story.
Yeah,
we got stories.
So I woke up and I was like, it's like I need to race here in like an hour. You know, does anybody want to go? And no, everybody's like, nope, too hungover, don't want to go.
Yeah, I want breakfast. Yeah.
They're like, just go. So I jump in the vehicle that we're all sharing and I drive, and in my first pass, 1092. Just boom, right out of the box. Breaking up, popping and snapping, just morning, and
good air.
I power braked it hard enough, I guess.
So you all drove there in the same car that was racing?
No, the vehicle. It was Zeus' vehicle. First Escalade, I think. It was like an Escalade EXT, so like the Suburban.
The long one, yeah.
And then I took that to the track, and everybody was there, and I like calling everybody. I'm like, I just ran 10s, you know.
And they're like,
yeah. And then they're like, oh crap.
Dang.
We should touch on some of the events and stuff. Like we talked about like in-house and at-work memories.
That's what we were hoping with
work.
You and Tim have been the most
what are you doing, Tim? Turn your phone off. Jeez.
Yeah.
This is a podcast. We are very professional.
This is a professional company.
This is a production quality. All right. Anyways. I'm done giving you shit now.
Wow. The
10-9 though. That's
10-9 was fun. I mean, it was cool. I think that made me like maybe the second fastest car. I think it was next to Scott's.
Okay.
Like, damn near tube chassis.
I was gonna ask everyone here in the room, what is you guys' fastest passes ever? And the people in the chat too. Let us know what your fastest pass is. Yeah, anything. I assume that's one of your favorite memories is fastest pass here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually have it on video. My 1065, my ATS, I think was the fastest actual track pass I've done.
Yep.
And I was pissed. I couldn't get the car to do anything. It kept bogging on the launch, or it would spin. It just wasn't working.
It was a manual car.
It was a manual car.
Oh.
And I had never drag raced a manual car before. And then Ashley was like, "You're going to the track tonight. You're gonna beat this record." And at that point, I think Tim had went 1090 something in his car.
15835. Nice.
Nice. Yeah. Tim had gone like 1090 something like the weekend before, and I was like, I'm freaking beating him. And Ashley's like, just go. I didn't want to go. So I got there and I went like 10-9, 10-9, 10-8, 10-8. And then Tim was like, I called Tim were you there that night? I don't remember. I talked to you anyway. And he was like, just do this. And I did it. 1065. And then I backed it up with a 1065 again, like 2 in a row, 1065 twice in a row. And I have on video, like, Ashley come running up, like, hugging me through the window of the car, like, so excited. Like, I told you to freaking come to the track.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd given up. I was like, this is,
Those are the days
I don't want to go. That was like, the best. That was my, I love that feeling.
Those are the days that make drag racing worth it.
Yeah.
Like,
all the sitting in line.
Yep.
Eating shitty hot dogs.
Yep.
The lows are low and the highs are high, right?
Sitting in line is the worst.
I got to be the world's fastest ATSV for like 5 days, I think, and then this jerk.
Then you went up to Stanton, right?
He put meth on his car and went up to Stanton and was like, just blew it out of the water. I'm like, damn it.
It surprised me how easily we took the ATSV record.
Yeah, at that time, it was you two.
Sweet. Like,
who's the first guy that had it?
What was that guy's name?
I don't remember, but
the red car, that burgundy car.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They were Stutterbox.
Ken.
Something.
They were Stutterbox launching it, and like Steve and I are like playing with the Stutterbox launching it. Like, oh, you got to take 2.3 seconds to let the clutch out to get it to take off.
Using the factory launch control, and I was stuck at like 1130s with slicks on my car. I'm like,
and then
this thing makes 600 horsepower. 1130s.
And then I was like,
shit.
Track and dump it, right?
What happens if you just sit there in neutral and just slam the gas pedal to the floor and just let the clutch out around $5 or $6 grand? What happens? And then it was like 10.9, and I was like the fastest ATSV on the planet. I'm like, I guess that works.
I went like 1130s, like 3 trips in a row. I'm like, this is all this car has in it. And it's like, talking to Matt, so he's like, bullshit, it makes 600 horsepower.
Yeah, there's no way.
Way, way, way more in it. And then Tim figured that out and was like, dude, just smash the gas and just 1,000 off the clutch when you hit $5 grand.
You only get a couple of those, though. I
And
think
then the clutch says bye-bye.
I got,
got-
nope, we're not gonna.
See,
let
I
you
got
do
two 1090 somethings, a 1080 something, and two 1065s, and then my clutch was like, "You're done."
that. Yeah,
So-
because that computer's smart.
Yeah.
I got
It
5 or
learns-
6 of those, and
notices-
then my clutch was out. And I
It
think we got about the
notices
same.
RPM and the speed, and if the
Don't
RPM and
match.
speed don't match enough, it's like nope, clutch saver mode.
Yep.
And then you have to put a fancy
There's
clutch.
really fine line there.
Yeah.
And if it slips, if that clutch slips a half a turn, it's like you're done.
Effed.
Yeah.
So mine was this last year, the 11.5 and the Sonic, and that Sonic's properly fast now. Like it's become to the point where it is a fast car.
Yeah,
Not
11.5 and a
fast
Sonic.
for a Sonic. It's actually a fast
No,
car.
it's
yeah.
You're a
fast car.
record holder.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially because they run like 16, 17 stock, so it's a huge gap. And that was
Well, at least second place is still like in the 15s. So
Yeah,
there's that.
you know.
Oh, 13s.
13s.
Okay.
They haven't tried. So
Good for them.
and that was fun. The 11.5 was it was exciting, but it wasn't like we got done and I was like sweet, but we had made so much gain last year that it like desensitized my brain.
Yeah.
Because we
you're
went
like
out.
immune to the rush that
Yeah,
comes with like
'cause we went
cool,
out
another record.
and-
All right.
So my favorite drag racing moment was when we beat the 13.4, which sounds silly that it was a slower time, but we
it was
were
such a big accomplishment.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
We went to
It
the
was
track
rewarding and-
to do that, and it was after our whole like lockdown, beginning of COVID crap, and then we're out, we're having fun, and the car just kept going faster and faster and faster, and I had never drag raced a manual car that was faster than like 16 seconds. I had taken my 93 SE2 to Milan once, and it ran like a 16.5, and then I had raced my Camaro.
That's
2 or 3
faster than my 2013 2.5 ATS.
That's bad. That's real bad.
It was real fast.
It was real fast.
It was a racing machine.
It was real race car, proper race car.
But yeah, so we didn't really do anything to the car. It was just a V3 and customer spec, and Al was teaching me how to drive a manual at the strip that day, and the first pass I broke an axle.
Was that the one where he showed you the logs and he's like, shift faster, look?
Yeah. But yeah, he goes, all right, don't go up there and sidestep the clutch. And I went up there and sidestepped the clutch and broke an axle. And then the whole rest of the day was just like faster, 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 faster. And then, I mean, we've got it on video. I came out of the car and like jumped up and hugged Al. And it's just, breaking those accomplishments that someone else had set at that point.
That's in our 2020 recap video.
Yeah.
Watch that.
Yeah, that was a
See
good
it, yep.
video.
I had the same, like you did with Ale, the jump up and hug thing.
Yep.
I did the same thing to Babe Dyer the first time I ran 12s in my Grand Prix because I was stuck at like 13 O's forever, and we were at MGM 05 or 6 up at Stanton. And everybody's like, "You got 12s in this thing tonight," and that was, I don't remember if I even had the cam in the car at that time, but yeah, I went like 12:99. It was like an hour before the track closed.
Yep.
Like, she'd come running up, and yeah, that's such a good feeling.
It is.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
like I
think,
said, it's those
The
that
excitement for
make
running 12s
the
and
drag
13s.
racing worth it. It's the sitting in line for 5 hours and getting 2 runs and not doing anything, but that's part of what we do. So, and your fastest would be your 10.3
Yeah.
in the V2. But before
For now.
the V,
We got
For now.
for
Well,
about
yeah.
another month
well, that was
till the snow's
three years ago.
Yeah. Geez.
Yeah.
That record that I had for a very long time was very old.
That was 3 years ago, wasn't it?
2018. Yep.
Yeah,
But before
3
that,
years ago.
what was your fastest
Yeah, 'cause I
pass?
had the Camaro the last 2 summers.
Were you a record holder in the Clips game ever?
No.
No?
No, I definitely
You were late
held,
to that
I
game?
held like the street racing record in Grand Rapids for a while, but all-wheel drive Eclipse, I think it was only making like damn near a little over 300.
Woo!
That was like in 2000,
That was
like
fast. man.
99 or
That was
2000,
like top
so-
tier fastest
That was
Eclipse
good
round.
power. Like even into like 2008, 9, 10. Like
Yeah,
you're a
20
front wheel driver, a non V8 car that made like anything over 300 wheel, like
It was
you have
quick,
a fast
yeah.
car. Like
2010 was kind of the year that they started. All the production engines started to get like properly.
The Dodge Demon came out, and everyone was like, "What?"
Well, but even
well, stuff makes so much power now.
Yeah.
Like, my Camaro makes like mid 500s, and it has like a pretty mild cam and headers in E85. Like,
yeah, Camry's come out
power
of the
than, like,
factory making a 300
blower
wheel.
cars made 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna read this comment quick. Tim and Steve, great guys, helped me over the years. The 3800 with the TVS 2300 build coming this
Ed
spring.
LaBarge? No, somebody else. Sorry.
Zach Gretarola. Sorry about your last name.
Let me see it.
Hope ZZP gets the tubular control arms. Yeah, we're working on control arms, but we have so many work orders for currently selling products that we can't catch up to
Yeah.
the back order, or not even back orders, but
Ryan's sectional.
Ryan section.
Yeah. Again, just check the in stock reminder. As
But
soon as
yeah.
they're back in, just have your bank account ready. So.
Yeah.
Zach, good to have you on. Thanks for watching. We're excited to see
Yeah.
some more 2300 builds. I jumped the gun on that. I was like, ooh, Ed's on watching. Cool. I like these 2300 builds. I'd like to see more people do them. I think they have a lot of potential. I like seeing untraditional stuff.
Is it
like-
an off-the-shelf
no.
2300 with an adapter
Oh,
plate?
yeah,
or
yeah,
okay,
yeah. He's Ed makes some intercoolers. So
Okay.
he did like a hybrid one that was like a normal bottom half, and then he made a new top plate.
Oh.
So it's like kind of similar to how our intercooler
yeah,
functions and looks. Same concept.
but
I
a
guess.
different bolt
But,
pattern
yeah,
on
different
top.
bolt pattern on the top, and he's
So it's
and
a
his, what is
sandwich
his son, right?
intercooler
Yep.
and also an adapter plate, like all in one
Yeah, yep.
chunk.
Instead of like ours is like straight through, a normal one is straight
Yeah.
through, so
Mm-hmm.
you can just stack the blower. His has a different plate on the top, but I like the power those cars made when him and his kid were here on the dyno.
Oh, the Bonneville.
The Bonneville,
Yeah,
yeah.
I talked to them on live chat once, and cool guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
For Canadians.
And their face goes like this.
Yeah, and their beady eyes and flapping heads.
Yeah.
Eric and I with our Labatt's here.
Yeah.
We appreciate you
That's
guys.
a good,
Maple
good
beer.
cheap brew. You know. So yeah, what I was asking was before the V, what was your fastest
Yeah.
pass in anything? It would have been
I think it was
the
actually my Grand,
Grand Prix. Yeah.
A little disappointing. You know, the
But, I
the
mean, your
Eclipse
iron
never
went.
made it.
Your iron went quick though.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's another disappointing one, really.
Would you go 12-0 with that or something?
The Eclipse was really fast, but I never dynoed it, and I never made a quarter-mile pass. I remember I blew second gear out the day before I went to the track, and I ran like a 13.0 at 116 with a big turbo going from 1 to 3.
Oh,
So,
with no
like,
second gear.
No,
That's
I just
pretty-
went first,
Third.
third, fourth,
That's-
and it was a 13.0 at 116.
That's
What?
pretty.
That's
Big
pretty
turbo.
not bad then.
Yeah.
There was
not at all.
There were
Oh, yeah.
many seconds where I was sitting waiting for spool. But yeah, that car, I gave up on that car. That was primarily my fault. I can't even make any DSM jokes on that. That was just
Yeah.
me being a broke ass and
Yeah.
not buying a wideband.
We've been there.
My Ion was cool. That was a 12.2 at 119, and that was when we were still working on clutches, and our clutches were Southland
Trash.
clutches were terrible, and it was hanging to where my shift times for my 12.2 pass, I had they're 1.2 seconds.
Yeah. Each.
I literally
It just
would
push it in and you just wait, and then
I
it
would
actually goes
just-
into gear.
Yeah.
I would just hold the shifter back, and then it would go in, and then I would let the clutch out, and then I would like hammer
That
the
car
gas.
sounded so cool. I love the way that Ion
Yeah, that-
sounded.
that was a
a
9
2.4, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a 2.4 bottom end,
Rev to
and
the
I was
damn
revving
moon.
it
Yep.
to 9,500.
That thing sounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, you want to hear a cool noise? It's like a
Yeah.
2.4 pulley on an M62 at almost 10,000 RPMs on the engine.
Yeah.
Like,
I shifted.
God,
I
that-
had I wired the speedometer to the rear tires, and I shifted by rear wheel speed because the tack on
can't
an
keep
Ion
up.
only goes to like 8,000.
Yep.
So just hit
And it's
8,000.
super slow.
Yeah, and super slow.
Super slow.
Like it's not even close until like third gear.
Yeah.
Like third gear, it's close to 1-to-1.
Like
but
second,
it's still not there.
second gear, it would show 665 and you'd be at 775.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're
The
wonky.
faster you are, the slower the tack is.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you have to do it by ear or
Rear
Memory.
rear wheel speed. Yeah.
you know that 6 is actually 8.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
That's so weird.
I would just let it tag the rev limiter until
Somebody's
it hit
got
the
their
speed
motorcycle
and then grab
out.
the
You
next
hear
gear.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
a sports
5
bike.
degrees outside. Nope.
That's a couple of them.
Somebody's doing wheelies out in front of the shop. It's a little cold for that.
But yeah, the Ion, it's disappointing. That car was a below 11-second car.
Well,
Easily, yeah.
what's funny, but not funny, because calling out the Cobalt community because they don't do shit. That record was just broken
Yeah,
this year,
yeah,
2020.
Wow.
It was Jason Widdowson. He went 11.9.
yeah.
That
I
Ion
had-
was
On
capable
a
of so much
M62
more.
car, you
On an
God, if we
M62,
just
yep.
had that car now, if it was just sitting out back.
I'm
Oh
pretty
my
upset
gosh.
about that. Yeah,
Like-
that was on a 24x8 slick.
Okay.
It's the smallest slicks we've ever run
Yeah,
here, and
that's a-
I had the
That wasn't even
fastest-
slicks. Those
No, it's not
Radials?
slicks.
you had those weird tires with the weird tread pattern the hot
No,
rod guys
they were
used.
slicks.
Was that some other time you ran those?
You're talking about my Sky, probably, but
No, it was the Ion, the red one.
they had some baby slicks on it that I think only I ran.
Tires across the street. I'm gonna go get them.
They probably are.
They're the
But-
ones that had like the weird like uppercase I pattern, like the old hot rod guys running.
No,
those,
no,
like,
I never ran those. Those we ran on 3800 cars back in the day. We had some budget China wheels that we had those things on.
Too many memories. My brain's trying.
But yeah, that car, that's disappointing. I mean, that car was abort. That car probably run 1050s right now if we knew.
Yeah.
If I just
We could actually
had a
set
good
it up.
clutch,
Yeah.
a good clutch and no problem. I mean, it made 400 wheel
good axles.
like back in
didn't we like
2000.
didn't we break
8.
the LNF and jack it up on the trailer and rob the axle out of it so you could make it? Oh, and it was freezing ass cold and we were at Milan. We had to pull the coupler off the blower inlet and spray gasoline in there with a squirt
Yeah.
bottle and real quick like turn it over and quick jam the coupler back on so that it would start.
E98
We were on
when it was like
E98, it was like
45 degrees.
Oh, no.
Cold.
Tim, Kyla's asking if you just finished that drink.
Not yet.
You mind your business.
Just about.
You laughed.
You might be driving home maybe. After
I think we actually made that joke earlier.
Yep.
this. She drove home last week after the podcast.
That's just
But I
how
drove
Fridays
2 of
go.
those.
That's a bad
2
time.
of those.
That's
You
a
got
lot-
another one, right?
That's a lot of blue dye.
Oh no, definitely not.
Oh.
I mean, there's one.
No, I
on
got
the
another one
floor.
down there by your
Oh
feet.
yeah, that'll go for the next time I'm on the podcast.
There we go.
Call bullshit on that one. Come on, Tim. Let's go.
Yeah, we still got events to talk about.
Events.
Got any more that come to your mind?
What's your favorite event?
What's your favorite memory event that comes to mind?
I mean, probably the drama event.
I just opened that.
I don't even think it was
No, you gotta finish that one.
IDD. The one where Zoom's car got
Oh
sabotaged.
yeah, the
Oh,
GPG.
yeah.
That was before
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely a memory.
Yeah. That one was pretty fun. I mean, we showed up with a twin-charged 3800 car that, made, I don't know, mid-5s at the wheels, and then somebody just, popped the hood of it and just turned every dial, unplugged a bunch of sensors, and...
They changed the brake proportioning valve and stuff.
Oh, yeah. They changed, everything.
Wow.
and, full sabotage.
What was cool about it, being an optimist that I am, is that they messed with so many things that we knew.
It was obvious the car was screwed with.
It was like the highlight of the event was seeing Zoom's car run.
Yep.
And somebody sabotaged it so bad to where Zoom's like, I don't even know what they touched. We can't race this car.
Yeah.
So I guess it stays on the trailer. And this somebody fessed up to seeing it happen. So then Zoom got to confront the guy, and Zoom's really, really good with words and handling stressful situations.
He is.
Confrontation in general.
So he confronted the guy, but he did it so well to where it's oh, all right. Zoom wasn't even mad. I think Zoom would have to hold me back.
Yeah.
I'd want to
Punch
beat
somebody,
somebody up, or attempt to anyway. But
Yeah.
he was just don't worry about it, and he handled it, and we didn't race and whatnot. But the rest of the event was a lot of fun. The 3800 guys. I mean, I'd hate to talk so highly about only one platform, but they really
Seriously
are a fun
though,
group.
other platforms step your game up.
No.
Even
Yeah.
to this day, 20 years later,
No one has come
our
close to the
3800 events that we have either gone the ones in Detroit in the
Yep.
recent years and the last 2 years we've had here.
Gibraltar and
Man, these people come out so hard. He's got it. These people come out so hard. Like, there's just, I don't understand how many cars we had here. The first year we had the dyno day, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. There was hundreds of 300 cars, and nice. Like,
Yeah, like well
you think, oh,
done.
These cars are all old. No, they're
No,
all
it-
sweet. They're all
prime-
super clean. They're nice shape.
prime
they're
examples.
well-modded, like, I
And
wish
then-
our other platforms were that passionate.
And then we had
For
the
sure.
Ecotec Dyno Day, which is our biggest market.
And like,
By
literally like 14,
4
15
times.
people showed up.
I think we had.
No, we had a lot of people.
It was
no, I'm
30.
thinking of the Maryland trip. Oh, that's a.
It was like
Maryland
30.
trip.
I think we had
something, but
30.
Yeah.
We drove
30,
14
and then-
hours to Maryland, and there was 13 or 14 cars there, and we turned around and drove right back home.
And then the
I
Camaro
think
blew
we
up
were
the
there
first
and
time.
back. It was 14 hours of direction driving, and I think we were gone for 40 hours total, maybe.
Yeah.
Like same day, made it home.
Like, we
Next
drove
day.
there, slept for a couple hours, went to a dyno thing where, like, there's nobody here, went to the racetrack, broke Matt's car, came home.
Oh.
Like,
I don't know what it is about the Ecotec guys. They just.
talk
and
a bunch
gals.
of shit and then don't
But-
show up.
But like the Tail of the Dragon.
But that event's
originally was
huge.
a
The Tail of
great
the
time.
Dragon. Yeah, that is probably my favorite.
That's amazing.
Not at work memory.
For
Is
sure.
the Tail of the Dragon stuff. That.
Oh, yeah.
Like, number one, you have the Tail of the Dragon, of course. I mean, you have to go there and you have to do that.
As a car guy, you have to go.
Absolutely. You could go slow and it's still amazing.
Yeah.
Or you can go
Scenery's
fast and have
beautiful.
fun.
There's so many cool cars. Just every corner you go around,
Yep.
there's some other cool car.
Yep.
You know, you go there, you stay around each other, you hang out with your group of people, you go do some hikes. I've got a lot of great memories of doing the hikes with other customers, climbing the rock faces to get to the waterfalls and.
That waterfall hike was really cool. Just past Tapoco, the Yellow Creek, the Yellow Creek Falls.
I didn't
it's
go,
like a
but-
mile hike back there, and that
Yep.
was just amazing.
Yeah, that's a
Climbed
great
that
time.
big old rock face.
This year's gonna be
Partying
my
at
first
night.
time touching the Tail Dragon. I'm
You're
pretty
gonna-
pretty
it's
excited.
awesome. Like,
Yeah.
even the tail aside, like everything else in that area is just
The whole
cool.
the whole
beautiful.
thing
There's-
is just.
the people are nice down there. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I
mean,
can't
we-
wait to go back down there.
So Noah here, our like big autocrosser, like he's quicker than me at autocross and quicker than me at freaking go-karts.
Yeah, he is fast at go
Damn
kart.
kid. But anyway, so I'm driving the ZZP HHR. You know, it's like 430 wheel horsepower, something like that. And we're just driving, and we're like, I wonder where Tail of the Dragon is. All of a sudden, the road just gets really fun. And I'm just kind of like turning corners. I'm like leading the pack. And we're just kind of mashing along. And all of a sudden, I see like the silhouette of a passenger
our
kind of
first year.
swaying. And I'm like, in my peripherals, I'm the Tail of the Dragon. I'm like, what is he doing in my head? And all of a sudden, he just lands in my lap. Noah passed out in the Tail of the Dragon,
Yeah.
lands in my lap, and I'm like, what the heck? And he like sits back up again, giggles. Like one of those giggles that you're not conscious for.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
all capable of
Just
this
like-
giggle. And I'm like, what just happened? He was like, he just giggles, and we all realized I had to pull over.
blacked
There was
out.
like 4 of us in the car, and we were laughing so hard that the car was silent.
Yeah.
We ran out of air to laugh with.
That was the first trip down, right? When we first.
Yeah.
That was It was late. It was like 11, 12
Yeah.
o'clock, and we are like, man,
It
these
was
roads,
pitch black.
These roads kick ass.
Yep.
Ryan had the wallpaper ATS, and he had
Yeah.
to pull over because his wife was getting sick.
We had like 3 people pull over because when I pulled
Noah
over,
passed
when
out.
Noah passed
Rose
out,
puked.
there was
Somebody else got
nobody behind
scared.
us.
There was a truck and trailer that was like, where the hell are we? Like,
Yeah.
wait for like banjos
Wow.
and like banjo music.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you come in the dark, it's
kind of sketch.
it is kind of sketch.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I was hauling ass my first time through there at night. I'm like, this is sweet. And then I came out in the morning. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I was going 80 miles an hour next to that.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, once you see over the edge, you're like,
the river's 300
fuck
feet
a
down
bag.
there. Yeah, a big fancy bag.
Big old fancy bag.
I definitely recommend doing it in the daytime to understand the
Yeah,
consequences.
Sim's
The
wrong. Do
severity
Sim's
of-
very wrong. You do it at night first.
Well, I
You
did-
have- You have no fucks at night. You just go.
Well, so that one of my favorite
You only
memories
have
too
regrets
is
in
the Tail of the
morning.
Dragon.
Oh no, what did I do? I
But-
could have died.
If you wake up in the morning, do it
There's-
in the daytime, people.
There is that,
Yeah, when
responsible adults don't do it in the daytime.
I first went was.
And then?
Oh, where's Tail the Dragon?
North
Tennessee.
Carolina, Tennessee border.
Yep, Tennessee, North Carolina.
Yeah.
In the mountains, Blue Ridge.
Just Google Tail the Dragon. You'll see all about it.
But so my first trip was, I was 18, and I had my little 93 SE2, and I came down with Michigan with a bunch of people, and that car burned a quart of oil every 300 miles.
This was the engine you built yourself, right?
Yeah, I built it in my garage. The only engine I've ever built.
Ring gap good.
It was a 250,000 mile head on ring gap good bottom end with all junkyard parts. My mom hated that car because I spent way too long building it. And so I went down there.
Sweet Mom Smoke Show.
I went down there with like 3 jugs of Walmart oil because I would burn that much. Yeah. And so we did the same thing. We came in through Marysville or Robbinsville. Marysville. So we came in through Marysville and we went on that one road where I got pulled over in the Camaro. And so we come in and it's like, "Oh, this is fun roads." And then you pass the dam and you're like, "Holy crap. This is crazy." So we get in the groove and we start driving, and it's at night, and like we're going pretty quick, and I forgot that I had my toolbox and 3 jugs of oil in the trunk,
no.
and so we get
They
to
become one big sloppy mess.
we got to
We got heard it rolling
your
around.
trunk.
well, I was like, "Yeah, it's fine back there," and
Making noise, it'll be hard. This is fun.
so we get to the cabins. We stayed at the same place, and I popped my trunk, and all 3 5-quart jugs had exploded
Oh my!
all over the entire
So
trunk.
you just slick tracked the whole tail. Like Mario Kart.
And I'm 18, and I'm like, "This is fun."
Whoopsie daisy.
Yep. So the next day, I had never drank either, and Mom, I hope you're not listening anymore, because she hated that I went down there anyway, and I drank with a bunch of Saturn strangers, and I had probably the best night I'd ever had, and
With a bunch of weird dudes.
with a bunch of weird
in
dudes.
the woods.
Yep. And then I popped the trunk the next day, and the whole thing was oil. So there was no salvaging
Like a
it.
pool of oil.
Oh, all of it. I mean, carpet.
That trunk never rusted.
It was mint for the whole time.
Rockers, nah.
But so I took all the carpet out and I just threw it away because there was no salving it. But yeah, then when we went back in 2018, that was a good time.
What was the time your car blew up, didn't it? Was that the same car? Was that the Ion? You were telling me about the trailer situation and everything, and you had to borrow someone's trailer, and he drove his car.
Oh, that was my second Tail of the Dragon. This is
Because the first one went so well.
not ZZP related, but so the next year I went back and I had my Colorado, and
yep, that's what it was.
It was the ZQ8, so it was lowered and had some nice tires on it, and I starved it of oil on the Dragon because apparently trucks aren't meant for that. And
Of course they are.
yeah, so one of the other guys trailered his Turbo Saturn down from Wisconsin, and this is 2009, so it was on a Mega Squirt, and like it was pretty hacked.
Not a street car.
No, not a street car at all. And it made 400 wheel for this little, yeah. And so I blew the truck's engine up, and I was like, I'm 19 years old. What the fuck am I going to do? I have like $4. I spent all my money to come down here.
Like, do I just leave it here?
That was one of the thoughts I had. And so this other guy was like, "Hey, well, I have my truck and trailer. You can put your truck on it. We can take it up. If my car breaks, though, your truck's getting off."
On the side of the road.
And we made it all the way. We made it all the way back. I got to drive his Turbo Saturn down the Dragon, which was real fun.
He
And
didn't
then
even make you drive the truck and trailer?
I had to after the Dragon because I had never towed anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense,
boy.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I know that feeling.
yeah. Well, so we get done with the Dragon, and I get out of his car, and I got this big grin, and he's like, "All right, well, now you got to drive the trailer the whole way home because I get the fun car." And again, I had never towed before. And by the time we hit Chicago, it was 5:30 p.m. on just
Full terrible.
full terrible. And I'm in this like Chevy 2500 with the trailer on the back with a truck, and I'm like, oh god, every corner
We're all gonna
was
die.
terrifying. But yeah, that was.
Yeah, Chicago driving, that could be sketchy. Those highways.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, you had 8 hours of
the first year we
experience
all
on the
went
way
to
up there.
CED, I drove the HHR home, and we had the first South Bend Stage 4 clutch that we were trying out.
Ooh.
Remember how stiff that thing was?
Oh yeah.
I think I was really hungover from the night before, and I was just done having fun. I'm like, I'm going home. Saturday, we left the drag strip. I'm like, it's 8 o'clock, whatever, I'm going home.
Yep.
And I got stuck in some construction bullshit in Chicago.
Oof.
For hours, 2 or 3 hours with that stupid South Bend Stage 4 clutch, and I'm like, you let it out a quarter of an inch and it's engaged.
Yep.
That clutch was on the damn floor of that HHR. So it's all the way through Chicago, you're just like, come on, holding that clutch down. The next morning I woke up, my left leg was sore. I'm like, people joke about that stuff. I woke up and my thigh muscle was sore.
Yeah.
I'm like, what did I do? Oh, the clutch.
You start doing the
HHR.
switching legs thing.
It was so bad. No, you let off, get the car moving, and pop it neutral and coast, and just hope that you don't have to come to a complete stop.
Yeah, we definitely help them develop that clutch because now that clutch pedal
It's great now.
Oh, yeah.
They changed some stuff. The clutch pedals.
That's a
nice and
really
soft.
good, nice drivable clutch now.
So-
it engages higher on the pedal.
Oh, hi, Randy.
Oh, hey.
What?
It's Randy.
So what broke at that CED? Because that drag strip breaks something every year. Great Lakes Dragway.
Matt's Grand Prix. We brought Matt's Grand Prix down there.
To CED?
Yeah.
Really?
That's
That's
the
CD.
track that breaks every single car.
Every
damn
car.
car you bring to that track.
No matter what,
Done.
it breaks.
Because we blew our Cobalt there too.
Two-tone.
Yep, two-tone car blew
Yep.
up
That was
there.
the track was prepped real shitty, and the Grand Prix wheel hopped real bad and snapped the input shaft.
Oh.
Eek.
We were
That's
like,
bad time.
You're gonna have
Yeah.
a really bad time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
we,
going to work.
Was that the event we had to drive? Somebody had to drive the two-tone Cobalt home, full slicks and skinnies.
Probably.
Was that or 1.5 miles?
yes.
Something else broke, and we had to. Somebody drove that car home.
It was-
with a dump downpiper right off the turbo and.
Yeah.
slicks
It was
and skinnies.
one of the half miles,
Yeah,
and
it
it
was
was
a
half mile.
Ryan
Everything else
and.
Tom Knight.
Yep. They drove home and they had to put
Had go
headphones in.
Put headphones in because the car was like a dump off the turbo.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
Full drag car. And
Yep.
they're
That
like,
was
"I guess we're driving now."
because Kyle's CTS
TS. Yep, blew up because it was one of the first LTGs. Yep.
That was before we realized how weak the LTGs were because they were brand new. We're like, shit, let's turn it up. Let's
Yeah.
get a half mile with this
Yeah.
LTG.
Fucking
Don't
throw
ever bring your
22
LTG to a half mile.
degrees at it.
Throw some pounds at her and see what
Yeah,
happens.
same with the 1.4. I mean, I wasn't around, but when you guys put that turbo on the Cruze, and then we're used to LSJ and LNF timing numbers, and we're like, oh yeah, let's throw 14 degrees at it, and
Why doesn't this engine let us have any timing? I still have customers talk to me when we're doing the remote tunes. They're like, "I see you only have 2 degrees of timing. Why don't we have more timing?" Because
Why don't you
your
do some
engine doesn't
homework
like
with
it."
these engines? They just don't have it.
if you want to throw 10 degrees at it, you're gonna have a bad time. Very
Even
bad.
Yeah,
like
this-
race gas and stuff, they just don't make any power. They
With
just get pissed, start losing power.
yeah, E98, and when we made 408 on the black car, we had 3 degrees in it, which was
A little different compared to 10.
well, LSJs you
Or
can run
anything
20
else, like
plus.
a Grand Prix, you're running 20
Yeah.
or more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
Race
like-
fuel, yeah.
Yeah, race fuel blower Grand Prix or 22, 23.
Yeah, I mean, even
Not
my
24. I have a
Z54.
head gasket and a piston hanging on my wall that says 24.
24 is the
I have
limit.
a head gasket and a piston hanging on my garage wall. I hung them up there, stapled them on the wall, and I wrote "oops" with a Sharpie with arrow pointing at the head gasket.
Yeah, I would imagine Zoom will chime in here at some point and say, yeah, 24 degrees is too much.
Too much.
Yeah,
I don't care how much
JPL,
octane you have, they just don't.
They don't like
It
that.
just becomes
Thanks
a
for,
low voltage and
Yep.
you're done.
hanging out with you guys. Good luck with swapping over to E. Yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
What up?
That'll be sweet.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, your trailer story reminded me of, Tim probably remembers, my first time pulling a real trailer. I'd pulled, motorcycles or like a car, like the Sonic around the building or whatever. Mm-hmm. But my first real trailer pulling was the Avalanche to Maggie Valley with the Matt's trailer with the enclosed slingshot.
I forgot you went down there. I forgot you went with him.
Kyle was like, "Have you ever pulled a trailer?" And I was like my mopeds on a trailer. Yeah, I've done that. Kyle was like, "All right, we're not sleeping. We're just switching." I was like, "Oh, okay, all right."
Your head was 24-foot enclosed trailer.
And it was 4 a.m. or something, middle of the night. We're on the side of the road. The oil cooler blew up on the Avalanche.
Yeah.
Everything's overheating. We don't know what we're
Tranny
doing.
cooler, I was like, Kyle.
Yeah, don't do it.
When you add a tranny cooler, you better make sure that
You better
those tranny
flare
cooler lines
those,
stay on there.
flare the metal ends. You
It was
better
like
put 18
3 a.m.
bolts on that thing.
We couldn't get any help. Pitch black. Nobody was there. We were in the middle of the mountains. So we're like, let's just take a 3-hour nap. So we sleep in the truck and wake up from our alarms, and battery's dead because he left the key on or something like that. So now we're like, fuck, nobody's on this road. So we called Tim and we're like,
What do we do?
all of our oil is back there, and we're here, and nobody's here. Like, how do we fix this? And we like called 3 towing companies, and we're like, so we also have like a 30-foot trailer with a slingshot.
All we really need is like 4 gallons of transmission.
So what do we
fluid
do?
and a jumpstart.
And they're like,
hose
go
pump, bring
fuck
the
yourself. I don't know. We're not taking that. No.
I mean, I think at that point I would call an Uber
Yeah.
and be like,
Bring me
need
to the
tranny
nearest
cooler.
auto zone.
I'm on the side of the road.
Well, you see
Go
what
over
we
to the auto parts store, get like a bunch of tranny fluid, and then go back and then fix your tranny cooler lines, and then just scan. I mean, if you're towing, you really should be watching your tranny temps.
Yeah, what we ended up doing is Kyle was under the truck, and it's 1,000,000 degrees, and he was fixing the lines, and I was being Dad, I'm holding the light. There you go.
Smacking that until you're doing a bad job.
So he patches the line or whatever, and he's like, well, according to my calculations, we have 0 tranny fluid, so we need some. So we backed the slingshot off the trailer as quick as we could because it's illegal to unload, you know? So I'm there, and I throw the trailer door back up, and Kyle rips on the slingshot on a base file in the mountains, so it's running like dog shit. And he goes
shot to the parts store.
Yep.
took it like 15 miles to the parts store, took it back around. He's got like 4 jugs of tranny fluid in the passenger seat.
Hey, at least you had something that was able to be driven.
Drivable, yeah.
Yeah.
Not some broken race car on the trailer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you would say that is your best memory at ZZP?
It's
This
up there.
isn't best
It's up
memories.
there.
It's memories.
Just memories.
It's just memories.
We made it, and I
You know
learned how to.
how hot Camaro Fest was the first year we went?
Oh man.
I didn't go
We
that
had
year.
110
shifts of going back to the house and taking a shower and coming back because
It was
so
horrible.
hot.
Like, it looked like you jumped in a swimming pool. We were so sweaty and so hot, and this whole damn place is blacktop.
Yep.
Anybody that's never been to Bowling Green, what do they call that place? Motorsports.
uh,
Yeah.
The thing in Bowling Green.
The time I went
We'll call
was
it the
like
thing at Bowling Green. It's
Yeah.
the
hottest
shit.
hot I've ever experienced, and that was
yeah.
after that year.
We
That
went.
was hotter than when we were in Dominican Republic or like Southern Florida. Like, don't care, whatever. This time in Kentucky, out in the boonies,
So
and
you-
this blacktop. Oh my god.
So you guys went 18, and that was the last year
that
of
was the year
CED.
before you came here.
No, I was here. We went to CED. Me and Al went
Yep.
to CED with
And
Noah
me
and Ryan
Tim
Root.
went to
I think
Camaro Fest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went there and
Yeah.
I did. I raced at NCM
Yeah.
for their
Yeah,
open
because
track.
you had your V.
Right, you had your V.
I had to show the local guys how to race on that track.
Yeah, that's right.
It was pretty funny.
But
There's some local dude that was like at ZL1 Camaro, and I was like, first time at NCM, and I was like on him like,
Yeah.
But so you guys went 18, and then we went in 19. Well, you came in 19, and it was the same thing. It was like 95 degrees, 100% sun.
100% humidity.
Yeah.
You're on black. You're not like in dirt. You're on black.
No, it's all blacktop.
It's
And
terrible.
yeah.
I was running autocross with Noah, and I would take off my helmet, and I would just
Hey, Al,
drip
why don't you talk
sweat.
to people while I go make room for more beer?
I'm not sitting there.
I think we're getting to we're almost 2 hours now.
Yeah, I know.
Fine.
We should.
Why would you guys do the fun long one when I'm not here?
Because you're angry. Because you haven't eaten for 2 days.
I am very angry.
Yeah.
I don't think Al gets angry.
He gets grumpy.
Well, this is me angry.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can tell.
I got some Long Johns in the fridge.
I bet you do. I got pizza waiting at home. I got an hour and 13 minutes left.
Why are you breathing so heavy, dude?
Because I just walked.
Walked up the stairs.
Well, yeah. I'm a large person. Yeah.
Well, these are empty calories. I think you could have.
Nope,
these.
not doing it. Not cheating. Make it my.
Al's on a diet.
I did a 48-hour fast.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, I got hour and 12 minutes left, and then I get pizza.
So what's your favorite memory at ZZP?
Like physically at ZZP or just involving ZZP?
Involving ZZP.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely was taking my McDonald's into Texas
Yeah,
Roadhouse.
I knew that.
That's the nugget story.
Oh man.
I think your wife's still mad at me for that.
Yeah, she is. She permanently ZZP's on a bad note. They're the bad guys in her head.
Well, you gotta tell the people.
Okay, so we were at Crate Engine Depot meet, and I was drunk, as was pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
Tyler Bellman said he was making a McDonald's run, so I ordered 50 nuggets and a pound of fries. And he brought me back something around that amount of things.
I want a large soda.
Yeah.
We
so
don't have a large farm.
I'm mowing down through these nuggets and fries, and everyone in the parking lot's like, hey, let's go to Texas Roadhouse.
I was hungry, man.
Yeah, so everyone just takes off marching across the street, and I'm like, guess I'm going too. And so we walk in there, and we get seated, and I'm like hiding my McDonald's under my shirt, and I get set down, and I just take it out, and I just dump it on my plate. So I've still got like a giant pile of nuggets and my pile of French fries. And the waitress comes back and just kind of looks at it, and she's like, I'll allow it, but you got to buy something. So I just started buying drinks, because that made sense.
Are you talking
make
about
sense.
chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
In a red Solo cup?
Yeah.
I like how I could take a pee and come back and
I
know
know exactly
story.
what's going on. Yeah, so that,
That was a good weekend.
gosh, I don't remember so much
I
of
agree
that
with
night.
Kyla. Next week we'll do Ellen Ryan stories too. So
Yeah.
save a couple for that one.
Yep.
Oh,
We
Yeah,
got,
I'll
10
save the
minutes.
rest. There's a lot more to that story. I'll save that for next week.
Everyone get your last questions in. We got 10 minutes left, so
Yeah,
all the
make
way to
sure
6.
you fast before you hear the rest of Al's story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
Just the
anyways,
volume
Oh,
alone.
speaking of
So-
CED,
skirt steak sandwiches at CED, holy crap.
skirt steak.
Nobody remembers those things?
I-
They gave
I-
out the coupons for the free sandwiches, and there was some.
I do, at the drag strip.
The smoke truck thing was there,
Yeah.
with the big grill. And they had these steak sandwiches. Oh my god, those things! Nobody remembers those things?
I do.
Yeah, there was.
steak sandwiches.
Yeah, it was just a steak on a piece of bread.
But it was a really good steak.
Really good. It was good steak. Hey, shh.
Everything
Never
that
mind.
We're gonna have a
made into
big
taco
meet.
Should be a taco.
We're gonna have a big meet this year though.
Yeah.
So
If people show up.
if people show up, well,
Show
there's
the
streetcar
F up.
takeover.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, yeah,
we're doing. I mean, obviously, all of us, since we're local to it, are gonna go just to have fun. But I also asked
I hear Subaru.
Ecotec Nation to help organize it. Just get
Eric here's
the groups created, get the flyers out, get people excited about it. Because one of our problems with doing events is the manpower cost that goes into it. So if we can spread that out, maybe just throw in T-shirts, stickers, some stuff like that, that makes it easier. And it's a huge event. It should be a lot easier to get people to come out to it.
Streetcar Takeover is a big event, and if we can get some
Do you know
peeps up
this
here
code?
for
Top of your head?
No, I don't know what that code is.
Sorry, Jeremy. Email into customer service. We'll help
Start
you out.
at the top of the engine and just replace sensors and go down.
That's what I would do. Definitely just replace stuff right now.
Yep.
How to
What is it?
Google?
2036.
How to Google.
Let me Google that for you.
Bill, let me Google that for you.
Where are we at?
Usually
Let's
when
go here.
you have some type of scanner that reads the code, it also tells you exactly what it
236. I
means.
feel like I know what that code
Like
is.
you can't.
I recognize
2036.
it.
An 0236. I feel like I know what
Oh,
that
it's a
code
map
is.
sensor code.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says
Did you put GM Stage 1 map sensors in?
PO236.
It's
code
not-
Now this
on
is
an
in our
LMAP.
heads.
It's not fully plugged in.
Could it be a bad GSM1 T-map?
Doubt it.
Not
No,
likely. It's either
it's-
a bent pin or a shitty
Yep.
Oh,
plug.
Connection.
So just check your connection.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bent pin in the plug or the wire's just loose and the pin pushed out the back or something.
Yep.
There you go, Jeremy. fix that.
But yeah, at CED, you had me sniff the smelling salt.
Oh yeah, the nose torque.
Oh yeah,
And I had no idea.
Hey, Tyler, smell this. Okay.
I just showed someone that video the other day.
We were eating pizza.
Tyler almost died.
His
We were
soul
eating
left his
pizza, and
body. At least I let you finish your food.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want you to
You were
choke and die.
You were holding it, and you said, "Okay, finish your bite," and I was like, "Okay."
Nope, no beer.
What?
Nope.
Oh, are you still on your
And then
Yep.
he moves it over, and he goes,
7 minutes.
"Take a big whiff." So I
want
take
Coors Light's light
the
beer,
biggest
no.
whiff
No beer.
that
It's light
I've
beer.
ever had, and I'm just like,
Beer. Turd.
and then
It's
it
like
just
punch
punches me in the face. That was funny.
That was kind of mean of me. That was really mean of me.
That was
That's-
awesome.
It was hilarious.
You initiated me as your son.
Well, yeah, like, but even powerlifters don't hit the nose torque that hard.
Oh,
Like,
it was a full, like, gallon
have you ever
of air.
smelled it before? The ammonia salts?
Is it the same stuff that they use to wake you up?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's already awake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I did is I made him close his eyes and go, and then while while he was doing that, I put it under his
I
nose.
had no idea.
You only do that to dead people now.
He was very undead.
I was very undead. I can see why they do that.
I
It
still
wakes
got
you up.
the video of you and the video of Noah doing it.
Oh yeah, and Noah
You did it
was
a second time?
No, I didn't. watched Noah do
I watched
it,
Noah do
and then
it.
still did it. So I didn't feel as bad because he kind of knew what was coming.
I needed some of that for Noah when he was riding with me on Taylor Dragon.
I can bring some with us next time.
Pumped up.
Yeah.
Another question. How much horsepower will I get with Stage 1 kit on my Cruze RS?
Sticker auto.
Yeah,
Big difference there.
big
That's
difference.
a 50 horse difference.
I guess just say both, because we don't know.
Yep, there it is.
What is the stage?
65, 170
Yeah.
wheel?
Matt
Have you seen it,
Kramer?
No.
You recognize the
I
name?
do.
Oh my god!
I wish we would have prepared and put that up on
I know.
the screen.
Yeah,
Here,
everybody else
press
can see
press
that.
play at the bottom there.
Did the thing.
Man.
Do you have that right now? Let's do that right now. See who can sniff it the hardest.
I have one
So much
out in
easier
the
because
car.
he's in a tank top.
Yeah, he almost died.
Welcome back to life.
Yep.
Did you like see a bunch of colors? Like you're able to visualize noises?
I don't even remember. Oof,
Yeah.
it's a whirlwind.
Stuff's pretty wild.
Yep.
Ale, what's your favorite event memory with ZZP? Before or after you were employed here?
Save the best one for
Other
next
than
podcast.
that
though.
one, oh yeah.
Yeah, we got next week.
Yeah, we got it next week.
Stay tuned.
Jeff has to show. We'll put that. We'll make sure we get that memory so that Eric can put it up next week.
Next week, yeah.
So that way it's the good video.
Maybe give him a teaser. Give him
I
something
mean,
to get him excited.
you can see it, but this 480p camera here through the live stream, you'd have no idea.
Yeah.
I was basically.
Convulsing.
He rockumed my sockumed, if you could say.
He was bopping.
Yep.
Oh man.
Well, it's 6
I
o'clock.
think
we got that video ready to go.
Yeah,
Capital one?
it will officially drop at 6.
Okay, so anyone
That's like
that
now.
wants to see a
Yeah, it's like now.
We're just cracking out videos like crazy.
Watch that. So
Eric's the man.
No
if you have
kidding.
any
Video
more
man.
questions, wait for this video to end. Put them in the comments, and thanks to everyone for being on here.
Yeah.
So,
Hey Jeff,
See you
maybe
guys.
we will put that on there.
we'll see you
Maybe
next
we
week.
should.
Yeah.
I'll post it up.
Bye.
Bye.